human meat pile.
Once Dylan gets home, I'll join.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, for death by AI.
Yeah.
Loud sound.
We found a game that Kyle actually likes to play because it's a browser game.
Yeah.
Wowza.
I'm wowsing.
Anybody ever watch A Christmas Story?
Buddy
Yeah.
joined your channel.
Do you remember the scene where the kid's wearing so much winter clothing that he can't put his arms down? They're stuck in the air. That's what my character looks like. I can't put my arms down! There's Belding.
Oh, we're gonna have a big game. Belding, you just missed the most OP win in Red Dragon Inn history.
For real, for real.
Okay. Okay, I knew that we were playing tabletop earlier.
Michael, I can't put my arms down!
Yeah, just finished eating dinner, but, you know...
Okay, guess I'll die. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. Anyone gonna stop
I'll
me?
be right back. I'm gonna heat up a
I
sandwich.
guess not. Bye! Did he just say he was gonna go heat up a sandwich? I'm going to have some serious questions for him when he comes back.
What?
It sounded like Levi said he was going to heat up a sandwich.
I think he said eat. I mean, but but like warming up a sandwich, doesn't sound like far-fetched.
Depends on the sandwich, I guess.
Okay. So, death by AI?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Michael made a room.
Oh, fuck.
Speaking of Tippy Tapper.
Tippy. Anybody else joining? Belding, you joining?
Oh, he doesn't have he didn't join. Yeah, post the link again.
Well, I mean, is this like Red Dragon Inn, a game I've never played before? Or...
No, it's a browser game.
It's Death by Daylight.
Oh, you played this.
I'm back, and Seth, I heard everything you said. Yeah, I said I was heating up a sandwich.
What kind of a sandwich?
It's called Death
Chicken
by
sandwich.
AI.
I'll be there
Belding.
in just...
Basically, what happens? Think of it like a Jackbox game, except we're all on the same screen. We get to someone will pick a life or death scenario, and you have to put in why or how you would survive, and then AI comes up with an amazing story.
Basically, Belding, remember that time you wrote a bunch of like AI things, and it was so funny.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
it's basically that.
By the way,
that,
it's
but in a
making so
game.
much sense to me now why Carson had such a loud fart. Look at the size of that butt.
Good damn.
Oh my god.
That's
Well,
a
yeah, I mean,
butt
like-
only a
Oh my
fart
God.
clip.
well, yeah. I mean,
It's a yeah.
yeah.
How you fit all that
I
junk
played this
in that
with you all last week, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Belding looks like a discontinued
Oh yeah, he did
VeggieTales
play
character.
this recently. Why were we reminding him? He did play it already.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Everyone.
That's
needs
what
a
I
refresher
said.
course.
All right, so we're all
Buttons.
here.
No, I'm not here.
Too bad we're starting.
Okay.
I get to pick the first scenario.
Oh, please tell me you had it set to where everybody gets the thing, right?
No, I do. I have it set
Okay.
everybody gets to do it, so I get to pick the first one.
It's always 5 rounds, so there's 5 of us, so we'll all get once.
Is it always 5
Hopefully.
rounds? I thought everybody gets a chance.
No, it's only 5 rounds.
Oh, okay.
If you play the game again
always
immediately
love
after,
doing, I
it'll
always
continue.
love doing these because it's so the way the story the AI creates is so fucking hilarious.
Oh dear lord, not again.
The AI stories with Benjamin Snyder are great.
But we only raced like 15 laps with him before he parked.
Oh yeah, that's right.
To that end,
Okay, this will. Okay, I'll be interested.
Has been sealed.
Let's see what we get.
I'll see how the game tries to kill me.
Okay, let's see.
Alright, Carson.
Just wait 15 laps before Benjamin parks his car and leaves the track, and everything will be fine.
You took my thing.
Carson thought they could weigh out the situation, hoping Benjamin would eventually get tired and leave the track. But Benjamin had other plans. Oh no.
Of course.
As the laps ticked by, Carson's hopes began to dwindle. Benjamin continued to taunt and tease, refusing to give up the fight. As the tension mounted, Carson's frustration turned to anger. They started to lose focus on the track. In a moment of recklessness, Carson made a critical mistake, spinning out and crashing into the wall. The impact was brutal and Carson's car was totaled. Benjamin, seeing his chance, pulled up alongside and delivered a vicious blow.
Dang!
What?
Jeez.
He plowed! It's what he does best.
Michael tries to. Instead of me, I put my friend Destiny in the car to race for me so she can die and not me.
Whoa!
Wow.
Hold the phone.
As Michael's plan unfolded, they handed the keys to Destiny, who was both thrilled and racing 200 laps at Bristol with Benjamin. Despite her best efforts, Destiny struggled to get a feel for the car, and their lack of experience led to a series of mediocre laps. Benjamin, sensing an opportunity, began to push Destiny hard, testing her limits and pushing her to the brink. As the laps ticked by, Destiny's skill continued to deteriorate as she found herself struggling to stay on the track. In the end, it was only a matter of time before Destiny's car crashed into the wall, sending her to the hospital with severe injuries. Despite being rushed to the operating room, Destiny's injuries proved to be too severe, and she ultimately succumbed to her rooms, leaving Michael shaken and guilty for the reckless decision. What sucks about that is I wouldn't feel guilty at all.
Alright, anyways. I tried to sacrifice Michael for bringing up a dumb child I don't care about.
What?
Reference to Michael always using this stupid prompt. As I tried tires screech on the track, they made a split-second decision that would change the course of the race forever. In a fit of rage, I tried to sacrifice Michael, my teammate, in a desperate attempt to gain an advantage. But Benjamin Snyder, a seasoned driver, was not about to let me get away with such reckless behavior.
I thought the AI was
With
smart.
lightning-quick reflexes, Benjamin swerved his car to block my path, causing us to crash into the wall. As the wreckage was cleared, I was left shaken, but Michael was left motionless, his lifeless body a grim reminder of the consequences of my reckless actions.
Well, I tried to cause him to get 2 strikes in the first 20 laps, so he has to park early.
Well, how is this going to backfire on you?
As Seth attempted to cause Benjamin to get 2 strikes in the first 20 laps, they quickly realized that their plan was backfiring.
Hey, instead,
Benjamin, a seasoned driver, was not one to be underestimated, and he was determined to outsmart Seth. As the laps ticked by, Seth's aggressive tactics only seemed to fuel Benjamin's determination. He began to gain ground on the player. In a desperate attempt to turn the table, Seth made a reckless move, but it was a mistake that would ultimately cost them their life. As they spun out of control and crashed into the wall, the impact was fatal. Seth's racing career came to a tragic end.
we just all suck.
Okay, so I
think it's
tried
just too
to just.
strong.
Okay, so I tried to do something simple. I tried to just let him lead the whole race. As I decided to let Benjamin Snyder lead the whole race, they start to relax and focus on their own pace. However, as the laps tick by, they start to feel a bit too comfortable and begin to get complacent.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
This lack of focus allows Benjamin to slowly pull away. Before I knew it, I'm stuck in a difficult spot, struggling to keep up.
Struggling to keep up.
As the laps continue to dwindle, my tires start to wear down, and my handling becomes increasingly sloppy. In the end, it's the combination of Benjamin's smooth driving and my own mistakes that leads to a devastating crash, resulting in my own demise.
You
Darn
need
it!
tires, you idiot!
We all died.
We can never win against a Benjamin Snyder prompt. I don't think anybody's ever survived a Benjamin Snyder prompt.
I mean, well, I mean, like, this is like everyone's fault for thinking that the game knows who Benjamin Snyder is.
Apparently, they think he's a seasoned driver.
Darn
Like,
it! Like,
seasoned as in, like, seasoning.
When my prompt, and I actually thought I was going to win, or survive.
Yeah, it always tends to do that. Or in the case of Michael, he can not find clothes at the soup store, and then have the entire store blow up, but he still escapes. Not a baguette!
Ripping a baguette in front of French people. Let's see what happens with this one.
Mine's kind of stupid.
Mine too, but I'm
I
interested
feel
how
like
the AI is gonna
I feel like I'm giving. I feel like I'm giving like boring answers because I'm actually trying to win.
Well, yeah, you're trying your best. Michael tries to take out my butcher knife and cut it in half and serve it to everyone with smiles and good intentions.
After you've ripped it?
As Michael confidently attempts to cut the baguette with their butcher knife, and the group of French people's eyes widen in horror. The air is filled with the sound of gasps and murmurs of
Mon Dieu.
as they witness the
What does that mean?
sacrilegious
My god, I
act.
think.
The baguette, once a symbol of French culture and cuisine, lies torn and broken on the table. The group's leader, a stout Frenchman with a thick accent, approaches Michael, his face red with rage. In a flash, he
Oh, it
delivers a
is.
swift punch
Okay.
to Michael's jaw, sending them crashing to the ground as the group closes in. Michael's attempts to apologize and explain are drowned out by the cacophony of angry voices and sound of breaking glass. In the end, Michael's ill-fated attempt at a baguette-cutting spectacle ends in a brutal and bloody confrontation, resulting in their demise.
Sounds like a scene from The Godfather.
Really?
I try to make homemade croissants for the French people.
Croissant!
Croissant.
As I proudly present my freshly baked homemade croissants to the French crowd, I am met with a mixture of confusion and disdain. The flaky, buttery pastries are a far cry from the delicate, layered croissants. I'm making croissants!
Not like Mama used to make.
That
Why is
sounds
it Italian and not French?
The
Whatever.
crowd begins to murmur and whisper to each other, their faces twisted in disgust. One particularly irate Frenchman, fueled by the sense of national pride, approaches me and demands to know what kind of abomination I have created. In a fit of rage, the Frenchman snatches a still warm croissant from my hand with a cruel smile and rips it in two, leaving me to watch in horror as the crowd erupts into a chorus of cheers and catcalls. I am devastated, humiliated, collapsed to the ground. My homemade croissants lying in tatters around them as French people scorned and disdain proved to be too much to bear.
Fueled by national.
Nationalists.
I try to pretend that I have temporary insanity. Such attempt to feign temporary insanity was met with skepticism by the gathered French crowd. They stared at him with a mixture of confusement and amusement as he began to babble incoherently and flail his arms about. One of the onlookers, a
Confusement?
stout man with a bushy mustache, took a step forward, his hand clenched into a fist. Sus, still trying to maintain the ruse, shouted, "I'm a chicken!" and flapped his arms wildly.
What?
Chicken!
I love chicken.
Unfortunately, his outburst was met with a swift and merciless punch to the face, sending Seth crashing to the ground where he lay motionless, his baguette still clutched in his hands. I'm a chicken!
All right, so I try to just to share with everyone. Nothing wrong with that.
I just rip. Carson tries to rip.
Carson attempted to
just
share the baguette
rip
with a
it.
French crowd ended in disaster. Oh fuck! They proudly held up the torn loaf, expecting cheers and applause, but instead the group's gaze turned to horror. The air was thick with tension as the French people's faces contorted in disgust. One of them, a burly man with a thick beard, what's with the man with
Man
the
with the
thick
beard!
beard?
Man with the beard!
Took a step forward, his eyes blazing with rage. Carson, oblivious to the danger, continued to wave the background around, shouting "Bon appetit" until the man's massive fist connected with their jaw.
Isn't
Send
bon
him
appetit
crashing to
French
the
for
ground.
I'm a chicken?
As the crowd jeered and laughed, Carson's lifeless body lay there, a crumpled, torn baguette still clenched in their hand. Wow.
Wow, at least all you did was shout
Okay,
bon appetit. I shouted I'm a
Okay,
chicken.
so I tried to apologize to the French people and clean up the mess.
Ooh.
So I realized it's their mistake and quickly apologized to the French people for their disrespectful act of repeating a baguette in front of them. They then frantically tried to clean up the mess they made with sweat dripping down their forehead. French people look with a mixture of confusion and amusement at the sight of someone so clumsily trying to rectify
Confusement.
their.
Oh Jesus Christ, he's gonna actually fucking survive.
As I finish cleaning up, the tension in the air dissipates, and the French people seem to accept their apology through the lingering air of
God
superiority.
damn it.
Fortunately for me, they're able to survive
Oh
this
my
Oh.
gosh!
embarrassing
He
situation and
did
walk
it!
away unscathed.
He did it! Man, why didn't I just try to apologize? Instead, I yell, "I'm a chicken."
I'm a chicken.
And you flail your arms about a lot.
What kind of insanity is about to come now? I'm a chicken. By the way, Seth, you invented a new word, confusement.
Oh, I did? Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you said confusement instead of confusion. I think you were trying to hybridize confusion and amusement and came with confusement.
To Urban Dictionary!
Confused.
Alright.
Sucks is that it sounds like
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
boy.
a bonus round. Oh, this is interesting.
Ah!
Fart so loud.
Fight so loudly that everyone in the team speak hears it. If you must try to distract everyone from realizing it was you. If they blame you, you die.
Meals, no.
Good lord.
That was
sounded
my
like-
ar- that was my arm. I knew you would think it was.
I
real.
thought it sounded like you blew your nose.
That's a tiny
Yeah, that-
nose.
Yeah, that sounds like you're blowing your nose.
Seven seconds. 6, 5.
I don't know what.
I just
to put.
wanted to suck your dick.
Oh, Anthony.
All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, so I tried to make a fart with my armpit so people will laugh and it's fine. Person attempted to deflect attention from themselves by creating a fart with their armpit fell flat. Of course it did. The team speaker erupted into a mixture of disgust and confusion. What the
Confusement.
Left it through the chat! Scratch and sniff TeamSpeak, my favorite!
It was a
Snip,
digital
team
fart.
sniff.
It was a digital fart.
The other players were not amused and some even started to get angry. They accused Carson of being the culprit and their teammates quickly turned on them. What is this, Among Us? As the
No,
blame
it's
and
Goose
insults
Goose
continued to
Duck.
pile, Orange's reputation was left in tatters and they ultimately died from the embarrassment and shame.
No,
thought
it's
it said
goose, no, remember it's Goose Goose Duck because you could fart now.
Oh, that's
Michael
true.
tries to laugh uncontrollably and own up to it as it was an amazing fart and everyone should bow down to me.
Oh, God.
Michael's attempt to laugh uncontrollably and own up to the fart only seemed to draw more attention to themselves. The others in the team speak couldn't help but bust out laughing at the absurdity of the situation, but it was clear that they were all thinking the same thing. Who did it? Tension in the room was palpable as everyone scanned the room waiting for the culprit to crack. Fortunately for Michael, their loud and boisterous laughter only seemed to make them look more guilty, and soon everyone was pointing fingers and accusing them of being the responsible for the foul smell. In the end, Michael's attempt to deflect attention only ended up in being their downfall, and they were met with a chorus of "You did it" and "You're dead" before promptly being eliminated from the game.
You're dead!
Alright, I kind of screwed up the beginning, but it smells like freshly baked cinnamon rolls in here.
You got one in the oven?
Alright. My attempt to distract everyone by claiming it smells like freshly baked cinnamon rolls in the TeamSpeak was met with skepticism. Unfortunately, the pungent smell of the fart lingers in the air, making it difficult for anyone to believe my ruse. Despite my best efforts to divert attention, the other players start pointing fingers at me as the source of the embarrassing noise and smell. My feeble attempts at denial fall on deaf ears, and soon enough, that accusation of guilt led to.
Alright, well, I tried to quickly disconnect from the TeamSpeak.
I swear to God, if this ends up in a survival,
Seth quickly tries to disconnect from the TeamSpeak, but it's too
Okay.
late. Well, never mind.
thank
The
God.
loud fart has already echoed through the chat, and everyone's attention is focused on the sudden disturbance. They frantically
a
try to
disturbance
reconnect,
in
but
the
all the other
force.
players are too weak, and they manage to pinpoint the source of the smell to the Seth's username. The team's leader, enraged by the disruption, immediately kicks Seth out of the game, ending their chance of
The
survival.
this is a game.
As Seth's character is banished, they realize their hasty decision to disconnect has ultimately led to their demise.
All right, here comes Belding.
Okay, so I tried to blame it on my dog sitting next to me.
Oh.
I quickly
At
jumped
least
into the
got people to
conversation,
laugh before
claiming
they-
it was their
Mr.
dog, Mr. Whiskers,
Mr. Whisker.
sitting next to me.
That's a cat
for
name.
the loud and foul-smelling flatulence. They frantically start describing the dog's supposed gassy habits, trying to shift the attention away from themselves. However, their teammates were not convinced, as they had been chatting with me for minutes prior and didn't notice any unusual canine behavior. My attempt to divert the blame only raised more suspicions, and the team began to mock their desperate attempt to cover their tracks. In the end, my dishonesty was exposed, and they met with a collective ridicule.
Do we all
ultimately
die?
to
Yep,
we
demise.
all died.
Yes.
And
Somebody
you know
got the
something,
bonus.
Seth? And you know something, Seth? When you were trying to use like disconnect from TeamSpeak and the way it ended for you,
Yeah,
not only did you disconnect from TeamSpeak, you disconnected yourself from life.
I disconnected life support.
Yes, you did.
Also, now Belding is contractually obligated if he ever gets another dog, he's got to name it Mr. Whiskers.
I mean, Whiskers is like your cat name, but okay.
I know, right? That's so weird. This is the weird part about it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The Atlanta Falcons are leading 20-3 in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, I hate you people. But oh boy. Oh.
Okay, like this is like accurate, but I'm not sure how the game's going to interpret it.
Alright. I have a plan and a backup plan.
I have a thing.
I just have one thing,
I have a
and I really
thing.
want to see what it's going to do with it. I really do.
Okay, so I try to switch the New England Patriots with the Carolina Panthers, so the Falcons beat them by 50.
Oh God.
There's an attempt to switch the New England Patriots with the Carolina Panthers, but with immediate resistance from the NFL officials and security. As they tried to make the substitution on the field, the players from both teams gave their restless and concerned. What? This is... Yes, with punches being thrown and players... Massive... Wow.
And there's a fight.
In the midst of the chaos, Carson was caught in the middle, struggling to break from the grasp of several angry players. Eventually, they were overwhelmed and suffered a severe head injury, leading to death on the field. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Well, Michael tries to hope that the Cleveland Browns bring it back in the second half and finally get their Super Bowl rings. Michael's hopes were crushed as the Atlanta Falcons continued to dominate the game, 35-3 at halftime.
I don't think that's how it worked.
As the second half began, the Cleveland Browns struggled to gain any momentum, and the Falcons' defense remained impenetrable. Michael's spirits sank lower and lower as the game slipped further and further from the Browns' grasp. In a moment of desperation, Michael tried to rally the team, but it was too late. As the final whistle blew, the Falcons had emerged victorious, and Michael was left feeling defeated and demoralized. In the aftermath of the game, Michael's disappointment turned to despair, and they took their own life. Unable to
Michael, it's just a game. It's just a
I
piece
think
of jewelry.
I realized that I misunderstood.
Just let the
Browns.
Falcons win.
Oh Lord.
As I decided to let the Falcons win, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me. They thought to themselves, why bother trying anymore? Just sat back and watched the rest of the game. The Falcons continued to dominate, scoring touchdown after touchdown, and the players' team was left in shambles. Final score was 55-3, and the player was left feeling deflated and demoralized.
Deflated?
As they walked out of the field, and they remembered jeers and boos, it was clear that their team would never recover from this crushing defeat. The players' lack of effort and dedication ultimately led their team to their downfall and succumbed to the deep depression. How does that affect me? I want
Because
the
you're
Falcons to
because
win.
you're supposed to not have the Falcons win. If the Falcons win, you don't survive.
That tries to
Well,
Call in Tom Brady to save the day, and if he's not available, call Captain America. Despite his best effort, neither Tom Brady or Captain America were able to come to the rescue in time to save the Atlanta Falcons from their impending defeat.
Apparently.
New England Patriots staged a
Wait,
historic
what?
comeback and won the Super Bowl, leaving the Falcons and their fans devastated. Maybe I was wrong on how this works. Seth's last effort proved futile as the game slipped away from their grasp. In the end, the Falcons fell short and experienced a crushing defeat. Huh?
What? So you're supposed to get Tom Brady from
That
the
one
other
was
team to go
confusing.
play
I'm
for the
confused.
Well, yeah.
Confusement.
So I misunderstood the prompt. I thought I was trying to help the Falcons maintain the lead. Run the ball to burn enough clock and maintain the lead. I'll see what it says. Determined to burn as much clock as possible, charged forward with the football, trying to gain as many yards as they could. The defense, sensing the urgency, swarmed around them, and a fierce collision ensued. My helmet cracked against the turf, and they stumbled to their feet, dazed and disoriented.
Concussion.
As they stumbled off the field, they were met with the chorus of cheers from the crowd, unaware of the devastating blow they had just suffered. Tragically, my injuries proved to be severe, and they succumbed to their wounds on the sideline. The Super Bowl dreams
What?
shattered.
What? Just
Damn.
slumps over and dies
What
on the
happened? What
sideline?
happened?
Dang.
Extra rounds.
By the way,
They didn't even
by
put
the
him in the
way-
blue tent.
By the way, if Carson gets a concussion, would that be a concussion?
Carson.
Carson.
Concussion.
By the way, Carson, I'm seeing 8 rounds there.
That's a bonus round.
Oh.
Also, it's not. Why are you asking me? I'm not the host.
That's right. Yeah, I was kind of confused by that. I don't know if we were supposed to be trying to help the Atlanta Falcons win or
Yeah, I thought
Have
that's
the
what we were
opposite
supposed to
team.
do. Apparently, we weren't supposed to, and then apparently we were supposed
Yeah,
to.
like,
There was a lot of
couldn't make up its mind.
there was a lot of confusement in that round.
Shut up.
Oh man.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh gosh, a bonus round of 3 lives.
Jeez.
An army of squirrels are coming to town. You must fend them off. Oh boy.
Ow. Ow.
I feel like this is gonna go disastrously, but we'll see.
Five, four.
Cool.
4.
Oh.
I can only count to 4.
Fate is. I try to take away their air helmets so they can't breathe underwater.
Army of sandy cheeks.
Yep. My attempt to take it was a catastrophic mistake. Army of Squirrels, now aware of their plan, launched a vicious counterattack. They quickly adapted to the underwater environment using their sharp teeth and agile bodies to
Okay.
outmaneuver me. As the squirrels closed in, I panicked and tried to swim away, but it was too late. The squirrels surrounded me, my beady eyes fixed on their prey, and my fuck you.
Michael tries to get his AR-15 machine gun and mow them all down with one clip. A piece of cake for a guy like him.
Towards their AR. Oh. Are you gonna?
Guess not.
Sorry,
They
sorry.
loaded the
I'm
weapon.
sorry. I was reading quietly. They loaded their weapon and began to mow down the squirrels. The sound of gunfire echoing through the streets. At first, it seemed to be working, with squirrel after squirrel falling to the ground. But the squirrels were relentless, and soon they began to swarm around Michael, their tiny teeth and claws tearing at their skin. Despite their best efforts, Michael was soon overwhelmed, and they fell to the ground, defeated by their sheer number of squirrels.
All
You
right.
got cucked.
Well, I try to leave a note just outside the city limits stating that there is a huge supply of nuts in the next town down the road. Seth carefully crafted a note, hoping it would be enough to deter the army of squirrels from attacking the town. They left it just outside the city limits, tied to a tree with a piece of twine. However, the squirrels were not so easily fooled. They had been watching Seth from afar. They knew that the note was just a ruse. As the squirrels closed in, Seth realized that they had made a grave mistake. The squirrels, fueled by their hunger for nuts, attacked the town with ferocity, and Seth was unable to fend them off. They were quickly overwhelmed and devoured by the marauding rodents. Okay, well, fine.
Alright, so I try to call in Sandy Cheeks. She speaks squirrel. She can help us understand why the squirrels are so upset and mediate our differences.
I swear to God.
Carson's brilliant idea to call in Sandy Cheeks proved to be a game changer. Oh!
Oh no.
Sandy Cheeks arrives on the scene and begins to communicate with the army of squirrels, understanding their grievances and helping to mediate the conflict. Through her efforts, it is revealed that the squirrels were upset due to deforestation encroaching on their habitat, causing them to migrate towards the town in search of food. Sandy helps negotiate a peaceful resolution, allowing the squirrels to safely return to their home in the forest. Thanks to her intervention, the town is spared from the impending squirrel
Oh
invasion, and Carson survives
My
the ordeal.
gosh.
Oh,
Yay!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, so I tried to respond with an army of foxes, their natural enemy.
Ooh.
So the plan to summon an army of foxes to take down the squirrels threat seemed like a good idea at first, but quickly turned into a disaster. As the foxes arrived, they were met with a swarm of angry squirrels who had been preparing for this moment. Darn it. The foxes, being the squirrels' natural predators of squirrels, were initially successful in taking down many of the squirrels, but their sheer numbers of the squirrels soon overwhelmed them. I watched in horror as the fox allies were being devoured by the relentless squirrel horde. I watched in horror as their fox allies were...
What? It's just repeated.
Despite their best efforts, I eventually surrounded and attacked by the squirrels, and my fate was sealed. Darn it.
I won!
Doggone it.
That's not my character.
Literally clutched it on the last round with a 3-heart bonus. So I guess the bonus rounds is if there's ties, right? It's like a tiebreaker thing.
Or like the sheer
I
number
guess
of
so.
hearts you could possibly get.
Because a lot of the times it ends in a tie, but the tiebreaker is whoever uses the least amount of characters. I think probably like the bonus rounds, or if there's a tie at the end of 5 rounds, it's whoever ends up getting the heart first wins the whole thing, or something like that. It's like a tiebreaker thing.
I would think so.
I'm just
I-
assuming.
Goal is selecting scenario.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Michael is selecting scenario.
I just want to see what me and Seth can come up with for this.
Oh gosh.
Oh, good.
Voldemort's about to kill you, and all you have is a wand.
My answer is gonna make Carson smile. Carson, you're gonna like this one.
Dummy, yeah.
All right. I got
I'm
this.
gonna lose here. I just
Let's
don't
see
want to
who's
have
go-
fun.
I got this. I am
My-
so ready
my-
for this.
I'm probably gonna lose too, but I did this for Carson.
All right, so I try to challenge him to a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Me and Carson went the same way.
Oh god.
As Carson pulls out their wand, they realize that they are no match for Voldemort's dead. What?
Deadly
It's the
magic.
Yu-Gi-Oh duel. It's desperate for a way out. They challenge him to a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, hoping to distract him long enough to find him escape. What? Okay. Voldemort, intrigued by the unexpected, agrees to the duel. Oh.
Okay, here we go.
As the cards are drawn and the duel commences, cards quickly impress Voldemort. Besides that, oh wow,
What?
I lived.
What?
What?
That's all? That's literally it.
Jesus.
Okay.
A simple card
Michael
game.
tries to summon Slifer, the executive producer, with all his executive glory to defeat Voldemort. Michael, with a mixture of desperation and foolishness, attempted to summon Slifer, the executive producer, hoping to harness the executive glory to defeat Voldemort. However, the ancient, powerful being was not interested in intervening in the mortal conflict. It instead sent a memo to Michael's department stating that they were too busy pressing deadline to bother with the petty
What is it?
squabbles of wizards. Voldemort, sensing Michael's distraction, seized the opportunity to strike him with a swift curse, ending Michael's life. As Michael's body crumbled to the ground, Voldemort sneered at the foolish attempt to summon a higher power and continued on his quest for dominance. In the end, Michael's bravery was met with a crushing defeat, and their fate was sealed.
Their fate
I
has
don't even
been
fucking-
The
sealed.
petty squabble of
I don't even
wizards.
care. I was wondering what would fucking happen with that.
Alright, I try to perform Wingardium Leviosa on him to send him flying to his death.
All right, let's see how this one goes.
I bravely point my wand at Voldemort, uttered the incantation of Wingardium Leviosa. A powerful force lifts Voldemort off the ground and sends him hurling through the air towards a nearby cliff. Just as Voldemort is about to fall to his death, he regains regains control of his magic, conjures a shield to protect himself. In a swift counterattack, Voldemort casts a killing curse on me, and I'm unable to defend myself in time. Curse hits its mark, leaving me lifeless on the ground. A failed attempt to finish. Fuck this game.
All
Alright,
right, Seth.
well, I try to shout Accio nose that summons a nose to Voldemort's face. Voldemort is so happy he decides to spare my life.
I swear to God.
This works.
Seth's attempt to shout Accio nose was met with a mixture of confusion and amusement by Voldemort.
Confusement.
Shut up! As the nose materialized on the Dark Lord's face, he couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. For a moment, he forgot about his plans to kill Seth and was distracted by the novelty of having the nose. However, his mirth was short-lived and he soon regained his composure. No! With a flick of the wrist, Voldemort summoned a killing curse that struck Seth with deadly precision, ending their life.
Damn. That's
Ah!
another
I gave you a
cuckold.
nose, Voldemort!
Okay, so I tried to use the wand to deflect his killing curse towards him.
I play Mirror Force. Damn it, that's what I should
With a surge of adrenaline, attempts to deflect the woman's killing curse towards him. As the curse hurtles towards them, my wand trembles with the effort to redirect the dark magic. The air is electric with anticipation as the curse and my counter curse collide. Unfortunately, my inexperience and Voldemort's mastery of dark arts proved to be a deadly combination. The curse rebounds, striking me with a blast of
Oh,
energy,
no.
and that sends them flying across the room, their body crashing to the ground as the life drains from their eyes.
You weren't the chosen one.
Carson was the only one to win. by
Yu-Gi-Oh!
A
challenging
duel.
simple
Yu-Gi-Oh!
card
duel.
game. That's
With
it.
With a
A
children's
simple
card
children's
game.
card.
My gosh.
Damn it, Carson! I realized I should have said I played Mirror Force to reflect this curse back at him.
Carson's just like, hey, let's play a card game, Voldemort. Hey, you know what, kid? You alright.
You got guts, kid. I like that.
you got gusto, kid.
Join me in my endeavor.
And now is the time for you to declare yourself. tossing gum. The boy who lived come to deal.
King of games.
Thanos is
Thanos
about
is
to use Infinity Gauntlet with all 6 Infinity Stones to wipe
Did you say the Xfinity Gauntlet?
No.
No, it's Infinity
To
Gauntlet.
wipe
Oh,
out
you
half the
combined
universe
6
with a
and-
snap of his fingers. Oh, okay.
I have a feeling Seth and I might be thinking the same thing.
Yep.
here. I have a feeling.
I feel like this is pretty easy, but I'm probably still gonna die. Five, four, three, two,
3, 2,
one.
1.
I feel like I could have gone with something stupid, but I'm being too
I
logical.
100%.
I can't wait for them
something
to take
stupid.
this and Levi and completely make it that it doesn't work.
Because-
I can't wait for them to take this stupidity and it works.
well, let's find out.
Okay, so I just tried to tell Thor to go for his head.
Oh my god!
Carson's desperate plea fell on deaf ears. Thor caught off guard, hesitated for a moment before charging towards Thanos with his hammer Mjolnir. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mjolnir, you got it.
Mjolnir. Thanos,
Well, in the movie, it was
anticipating this
Stormbreaker.
move, raised the Infinity Gauntlet and snapped his fingers, unleashing a devastating blast of energy that sent Thor flying across the room.
Frying?
Thor
Thor
flying.
frying.
Thor flying.
Thor flying.
Thor
Fly
flying.
across the room. They're outside. As the God of Thunder struggled to get back to his feet, Carson realized too late that their plan had failed, and they were now face to face with the Mad Titan. Thanos, with a cold, calculating gaze, pointed the Infinity Gauntlet at Carson and snapped his fingers once more, erasing them from. Wouldn't that
Erasing
mean?
them from existence.
Wouldn't that mean there's only a quarter of the universe now?
Probably, yeah.
The universe is forever changed. Carson attempted to alter the course of events and ultimately led to their own demise.
Michael tries to
Defeat him with a card game.
play my Uno reverse card, and only he gets wiped out by Infinity Gauntlet instead. As Michael confidently plays their Uno reverse card in the last-ditch effort to save themselves from Thanos' finger snap, the Infinity Gauntlet's power backfires and instead targets Michael alone. As the snap echoes throughout the universe, Michael vanishes into thin air, the dust disintegrating into nothingness. Hey, at least I saved the world, and it only cost me myself.
You did it!
The rest of the universe is left untouched as the Gauntlet's power is redirected towards Michael, who pays the ultimate price for their attempt at cleverness.
Doesn't
We
say anything
appreciate
about
your
his...
sacrifice, Michael.
Yeah, apparently the AI doesn't
Thanks,
think so,
man.
though.
No. I try to go for the head. Carson and I was the ones who went for the same thing. I thought it'd be
The head?
Seth and I.
We
Yeah,
both
go
went
for the head. As I lunged at Thanos, attempted to go for the head, met with a swift and crushing blow from the Mad Titan's massive hand. Thanos' grip is like a vice, crushing my skull with ease. The Infinity Gauntlet glows with an otherworldly energy as Thanos prepares to snap his fingers, ready to wipe out half the universe. My eyes widen in horror as I realize the futility of my attack. In the flash of light, my body disintegrates into dust, my life force erased from existence.
Alright, well, I try to take the stones from the gauntlet and put them in my own gauntlet, snapping my fingers and destroying Thanos and his forces. As Seth attempted to take the Infinity Stones from Thanos' gauntlet, the Mad Titan's eyes narrowed in anticipation. With a swift and precise motion, Thanos grasped Seth's wrist, his grip like a vice. The player's fingers closed around the stones, but before they could snap their fingers, Thanos' powerful hand crushed Seth's wrist, causing the stones to slip from their grasp. Thanos' eyes closed from the power of the Infinity Stones as he raised his hand, and with a single snap, half the universe vanished. Seth's lifeless body slumped to the ground. The attempt to defy Thanos' plan foiled by the Mad Titan's superior strength and cunning. Well, darn it.
So, okay. Call Tony Stark to sacrifice himself to save the universe.
I wanted to
Oh,
be Tony
no.
Stark!
I was Tony Stark.
You were...
Manages to get to Tony Stark and pleads with him to sacrifice himself to stop Thanos. Tony, understanding the gravity situation, agrees to make the ultimate
no.
sacrifice.
Argue.
Is he gonna?
With a heavy heart, Tony Stark confronts Thanos and Thanos takes the Infinity Gauntlet from him, ultimately
Oh.
sacrificing himself to save the universe.
My
The
gosh.
snap of Tony's fingers reverses the effects of Thanos' stab, restoring balance to the universe. Me and the rest of the universe are saved from Thanos' destruction.
Are you kidding me?
But he should have gone for the head.
Are you serious? Michael was Tony Stark. I attempted to be Tony Stark, but no, you had to get the actual Tony Stark.
And then Levi
Gosh
and I just
darn it.
decided go for the head.
Oh man.
Oh,
Next.
here we go.
Okay.
All right,
Here we
Seth, give us a real
go.
good one.
A real good one.
Oh, damn it all. Damn it, Carson, we tried. Damn it, we tried.
That I went with the Harry Potter one, so I want to see what you can come up with.
Oh, I'm not going Harry Potter route.
You're Captain Jack Sparrow trapped on the island, but where'd the rum go?
Yeah, the more we play this and I see the background, listen to music, it does make me think of,
Whiplash.
yeah.
Yeah. me
Yeah.
too.
Hurry up!
Okay.
Wally up! The sight of 4 flying. You are caught in a tornado?
Way home.
I swear to God, now if Michael and I go for the same idea.
I don't know if this is gonna be. No, they weren't able to do this.
Yeah,
It seems like
So,
every time
Levi,
I
I
try
can
something like
almost-
this, they're always like, they were not available.
Levi, I can guarantee.
We're sorry, the number
we
you
didn't
dialed is
go-
not in
we
service.
didn't
Not
go
in
for the same
service.
thing. I can
Are you
guarantee you
sure?
that. Oh
We'll
yeah, I
see.
can guarantee.
We'll see.
Well, building
Okay,
fries,
so
too.
so I tried to convince them to try their fries and burgers. Their ice cream is overrated.
That's true, actually.
Desperate to avoid being confident, a deadly tornado caused by the Dairy Queen wizards tries to divert their attention away from the frozen tree by persuading them to enjoy their fries and burgers instead. Despite their best efforts to convince others that their ice cream is overrated, their words fall on deaf ears as the tornado
Just
looms
wait.
Just watching.
ominously in the distance. Unfortunately, their distraction, tactics are unsuccessful, and the blizzard is ordered once again, stealing their flight.
Oh, no.
Fate.
The tornado just always watching.
Okay, never mind.
Oh gosh, Michael.
Michael tries to take the long way.
Hold on.
No.
Try to take the long way home. As Michael takes the long way home, they try to avoid the temptation of stopping at Dairy Queen for a blizzard. However, their detour doesn't pay off, and they find themselves driving directly into the path of a tornado that's been spawned by a previous blizzard order. The winds howl and the rain pounds against their car as they struggle to steer through the chaos. I would laugh if it just says, and Michael comes out unscathed.
The car
I
blows
guess-
up, but Michael walks away.
Despite their best efforts, they lose control of the vehicle and it is tossed around like a cheap toy, finally coming to rest in a crumpled heap. Michael walks away unscathed. The tornado's fury is too much for Michael, and they succumb to their injuries.
I tried to tie myself to the water pipes that go
Okay,
down 30
Twister.
feet into the ground. I figured Michael would have gone with
With a
Twister
belt.
reference too. My desperate attempt to tie myself to the water pipes was a futile effort as a tornado tore through the area. The force of the wind was too strong, and I was ripped from the pipes, sent flying through the air. As I tumbled, I lost my grip on the pipes and was helpless to stop my descent. The tornado's roar grew louder. My world went dark as I was sucked under swirling debris. In the end, I was unable to escape the deadly vortex, and my life was extinguished by the unforgiving force of nature.
Alright, well. I try to ask a wizard to cast a spell that will make everyone in the entire universe lactose intolerant.
Clever.
Seth's plan seemed genius, but little did they know the wizard they approached was not just any ordinary wizard. Oh gosh, I don't want to click continue. As soon as the words everyone in the as soon as the words everyone in the entire universe lactose intolerant left their lips, the wizard's eyes lit up with a mischievous glint. With a flick of his wand, a blinding flash of light enveloped the area. The air was filled with the sweet aroma of milk and cookies. The tornado that had been brewing in the distance suddenly intensified, its winds howling with a fury that threatened to rip apart the very fabric of reality. As the vortex bore down on Seth, they realized too late that the wizard's spell not only made the universe lactose intolerant, but also reactivated the Dairy Queen curse that they were about to become its latest victim. There's a Dairy Queen curse?
Now there is.
Oh my gosh!
Okay. So, actually, this is a dust devil. It's basically harmless.
Oh boy, I like how he said it with the accent too.
Carson thought they had outsmarted fate by labeling the swirling vortex a dust devil, but as the roll intensified, it became clear the odds were still against them. The dry, powdery air stung their eyes as the tornado's funnel cloud reached out, threatening. Okay. As the winds howled and debris flew through the air, Carson stumbled and fell, their limbs flailing wildly as they desperately tried to regain their
Yo,
footing.
I'm a chicken!
Despite their best efforts, they were swept in the vortex moving high in the air, and the tornado's fury raged on. Ultimately, Carson's luck ran out, and they were torn asunder by the merciless forces of nature.
Well, no one
Don't go to
survived the
Dairy
Dairy
Queen,
Queen tornado, and I've apparently unleashed the Dairy Queen curse upon the world, too.
Dairy Queen curse.
I wonder what I'm looking it up. I'm gonna Google it. Dairy Queen curse.
So for flying into confusement.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
It Billy tears his ACL.
Tears his ACL.
Oh my gosh, the curse of the Dairy Queen exists.
Oh no.
It's a baseball reference. Apparently 4 people they chose to be in their commercials within a month all had injuries or were suspended for substance abuse.
Oh jeez.
Okay, this okay. I took a very simple method. See if it works.
Okay, so I tried to convince Billy to train for track and field ahead of the actual event. So my attempt to convince Billy to train for track and field ahead of time event fell on deaf ears. Darn it. Billy was not interested in putting in the effort, and my enthusiasm was met with a shrug. As the event approached, I grew increasingly concerned about Billy's lack of preparation, but Billy was stubborn and refused to budge. On the day of the event, Billy tore their ACL, and my worst fears were realized. I watched in horror as Billy was rushed off the field, their athletic career potentially over before it began, and I died from it.
Exploded.
Hey, Michael tried to put him in a gigantic bubble so he can never tear his ACL again.
Bubble boy.
Bubble boy. As Michael carefully wrapped Billy in a gigantic bubble, they thought they had found the solution to Billy's predicament. The bubble was sturdy and impenetrable, or so it. Oh Jesus!
Oh no!
Oh boy.
However, Michael failed to account for the simplest of things: the laws of physics.
Them physics get you every time.
As Billy moved around inside the bubble, his momentum caused him to crash into the walls and ceiling, causing his knee to bounce around violently. Despite Michael's best efforts, Billy ACL of him ultimately gave way to the strain, and he let out a deafening scream as the bubble burst, releasing Billy's limp body to the
Oh,
ground.
gosh.
In the end, Michael's well-intentioned solution only hastened Billy's demise.
Oh, Lord.
My God. All right, and I try to give Billy some knee pads for protection.
But knee pads do shit.
I rush to help Billy hastily pull out the knee pads and attempt to put them on. Billy, in a state of panic, is unaware of the pads and continues to run wildly, obliviously to the impending danger. Despite my best efforts, Billy's reckless abandon leads to a horrific collision with a sickening crush. His ACL tears. The sound of Billy's screams echoes through the air as they crumple to the ground and their leg twists at an unnatural angle. Tragically, the damage is irreparable. Billy's fate is sealed, leaving me to mourn the loss of my friend.
You're all trying to help him. I'm taking the easy route. Shoot Billy in the head. A corpse can't tear an ACL.
Damn.
Seth takes a deep breath and steadies their aim, pulling the trigger with determination. The gunshot echoes through the room as the bullet pierces through Billy's skull, instantly killing them. As Billy falls lifeless to the ground, Seth watches in relief, knowing a corpse cannot tear an ACL. The quick thinking and decisive action saved them from a dire consequence.
Oh my
Billy
God.
tears an
Are you
ACL. Let's go!
serious?
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah!
That's
Okay,
dumb.
so I try to tell Billy to focus on his upper body to protect his delicate knees.
Nope, just shoot him.
Yeah, to shoot him, apparently.
Despite Carson's well-intentioned advice, telling Billy to focus on his upper body did not prevent the inevitable. Okay. As Billy continues with his activities, his weakened ACL eventually gives out, causing him to fall and suffer from a fatal injury. The impact is too severe for Billy to survive, sending shockwaves of sorrow through everyone who knew him. In the end, Billy's death serves as a stark reminder of the importance of proper care and caution in sports and everyday life.
Just shoot him.
Yeah,
Gosh,
shooting him was the
that
solution.
was the solution. If he ain't alive, he can't tear his ACL.
It's his ACL.
His ACL.
Ugh. Fucking shooting somebody and you survive? Are you kidding me?
Fucking Ostiel.
So you guys want to feel really smart right now.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, some dipshit at Kings Island tonight lost his keys over at a inverted roller coaster called Banshee, which is one of my favorite coasters. He decides to enter a restricted area to go retrieve these keys and gets struck by the train.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if he got killed or not. I don't feel bad for the guy at all. I feel bad for the people who had to see it, and I feel bad for the people that were on the train when it happened. But, we have this thing at work that we call lost and found. It's where you can go to retrieve something that you may have lost instead of entering a place where you're not supposed to be.
Yep.
Jeez.
All right. Only people who have seen the movie will understand my reference.
I just came up with something on the fly.
Alright, we'll see if this works.
3,
Probably not.
2, 1.
Just shoot the avalanche.
Shoot the avalanche.
Just
No, it's
pull out
a
gun
it's a
and
Chevy
shoot the-
Avalanche.
It's the Chevy.
Just shoot it.
Okay, so I try to ignite all the snow so that the avalanche isn't as harmful.
Melt it.
Carson's attempt to ignite the snow is reckless and misguided. Oh, what? As they frankly tried to light the snow, they didn't notice the avalanche was getting closer. And, well, okay. The snow around them started to smolder, but it was... Snow can't smolder. Okay. It's too late. The avalanche engulfed Carson, burying him under a massive amount of snow. Despite their best desperate attempts to dig themselves out, the weight of snow is too much, and Carson's air was slowly being suffocated out of their lungs.
I feel like
As the minutes tick by, Carson's consciousness began to fade, and they finally succumbed to the crushing force of the avalanche. Their body frozen in a cold, dark tomb.
I feel like if that was me, I would have climbed out.
Nothing like smoldering snow.
Michael
I'll be right
tries
back.
to get Xander Cage to help me snowboard down the mountain and away from the avalanche to a good spot.
Ooh, this might have a chance.
As Michael frantically tries to get Xander Cage's attention, he spots the Daredevil actor already geared up and ready to ride the snow. They give Michael a nod, and together they sprint towards the edge of the mountain, hoping to outrun the impending avalanche. Michael's legs pump furiously as they pick up speed, but the roar of the avalanche grows louder and closer. Suddenly, Xander takes a sharp turn, and Michael's foot slips off the board, sending them tumbling down.
Xander, no!
The force of the fall is immense, and Michael's body is crushed beneath the weight of the snow, ending their desperate attempt to escape.
Xander,
Well, fuck you too.
why?
I'm surprised you knew who that was.
No, I don't have a clue.
It's fucking
Vin Diesel.
it's Vin Diesel from the movie Triple
I
X.
shout, "Open sesame!"
I part the seas.
Part of the snow.
As soon as I shout "Open sesame!" the approaching avalanche, nothing happens initially. As seconds tick by, the sheer force of the avalanche begins to slow down.
What?
Oh, what?
A large rock appears to magically split open, creating a narrow gap from which I am able to escape in just the
Okay.
nick of time before the avalanche engulfs the area. With a burst of adrenaline, I manage to scramble out to safety
you
moments before the
kidding me?
Okay, I'm done with this game.
shouting,
Are you
"Open
serious?
sesame!"
Alright, well, I try to quickly grab my skiing gear and ride the avalanche until it disappears. Seth quickly grabs his skiing gear, fueling a surge of adrenaline as the avalanche barrels towards them. They clip into their bindings and prepare to ride the wave of snow, hoping to outrun the danger. As the avalanche engulfs them, Seth feels a rush of exhilaration mixed with fear. However, the sheer force of the snow and ice is too much for them to handle, and they're swept away by the torrent. The impact is brutal to Seth's body, crushed beneath the weight of the avalanche, their screams silenced by the deafening roar of snow. Darn! Stupid open sesame.
Okay, so I tried to dial 911 to let them know my exact location. They will get there in record time. Frantically dialed 911, hoping against hope that someone would answer and send help in time. As they waited for the operator to pick up, they could feel the ground shaking with their feet and the roar of the avalanche growing louder. The sound of the rushing snow debris filled their ears, and they knew they were running out of time. Just as the operator answered, my phone slipped from my grasp, and they were knocked to the ground by the force of the approaching avalanche. The last thing I saw was a blur of white snow before the snow consumed them, and my desperate cries for help.
Okay, so I had
forever.
to pee. Did Seth survive?
I did not.
Run to the side.
Run to the side.
Simple. Kyle tries to outrun the avalanche, but they quickly realize it's moving too fast and gaining on them. They dash to the side, hoping to avoid the main impact, but the snow is too deep and they lose their footing. As they struggle to get back up, this avalanche engulfs them, burying them under a thick layer of snow. The force of the impact is immense, and Kyle's body is crushed by the weight of the snow. Despite their efforts to dig themselves out, the snow is too compact, and they succumb to the cold and the pressure, eventually succumbing to hypothermia and suffocation.
Cannot believe.
Four-way
Open
tie.
Sesame.
Did anybody survive?
Yes, Levi yelled
Yeah.
open sesame and he lived.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, here we go.
Caramba.
I chihuahua.
Is Carson back?
Oh, I hope. Hold on.
Open sesame.
Gosh.
I just came up with that on the fly because I was running out of time.
You know, of all the things I would think to shout in an avalanche, that would not have been one of them. Like, maybe just like, halt or something like that, but open sesame? Who thinks of that?
Were you thinking of like Open Sesame from like SpongeBob or?
Maybe I don't know.
The only thing I can think of that's like open sesame was Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Open sesame. I about did all I can do.
Open sesame seeds.
Open sesame oil.
Open Sesame Street.
Open sesame chicken.
You telling me a chicken fried this rice?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Did you just say just pecking?
I'm a chicken!
How much again?
Pa 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 lad. Gee,
Jack
you don't have to be rude about it.
Actually, you know what? I don't mind being a chicken. Jack Sparrow was a chicken.
Ba 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 da ba
My
ba
peanut.
ba ba
My
ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da da ba da da.
Wait, hold on, I got this. Hold on. If I can get my character just the right place. There we go. You know how you feel when you're standing in a high place? Sudden urge to jump? I don't have it.
Ah!
Ah! If I jump, will I survive? The doll throws the doll over the cliff. Ah! Now you will survive. Enough of this. I'm going.
How do you move your character?
Over in the bottom left, there's a circle. If you click and hold on it and then move it around, it'll move your character.
Ah! Look at my ass. Look at my
Ah!
ass. It's an ass right there.
Ah!
Ah.
Oh gosh!
Carson back yet?
I don't think so. How close to Ah! How close to the edge can I get before I eventually fall? No, not that far.
Bah!
Oh gosh!
Oh boy.
Ah! Oh darn it! Right there. Nope. Right.
So I've been watching the
Nope.
that interview, the what's his name, Chris Van Vliet, I think that's how you
Chris
say his
yeah,
name.
Van Vliet.
admittedly,
You
yep.
talk about him with the Undertaker?
With the Undertaker, yes. And I heard one of the funniest stories from Taker during that interview.
I'll have to watch it myself when I get the chance.
What was the story?
Well, he was asked if he had any Paul Bearer stories, and you can imagine he would have several of them. And he said that he's like, I love Paul to death, but man, he was evil.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he
it's the whole
was
cucumber
just-
thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because we all know that Undertaker does not like cucumbers, because there was one time when he was a kid, his mom had fixed a bunch of them, and
He got
she
sick, I
wasn't
think.
there. Yes, he ate way too many of them, and it made him so sick. Where it's like he never wanted anything to do with cucumbers after that. And he was having lunch with Paul Bearer and somebody else, I forget who it was. But Paul Bearer had taken this part of a cucumber, put it at the bottom of Taker's drink,
Yep.
to where he couldn't see it, until he went to take a drink of it, and
And then he
Taker's
took
like-
the drink and he got to the bottom and he sees the cucumber. Blah!
yeah.
Yeah.
So he decided he was going to wait. He was going to pay him back. And he said that that him and Paul Bearer would drive together to a lot of the places that they would go to on the road.
Yep.
And he said one night they were driving. I forget where he said they were going to, but it was a pretty lengthy drive. And they get to, and they're driving along, and Paul Bear's like, oh, he's like, man, I have to pee really badly, and he's like, okay, we'll, find a gas station or something on the next exit, and they'd come up on an exit, and Paul would be like, oh, there's one right there, and Taker would drive right on past it, and they'd come up on another exit, oh, there's one right there, there's a bathroom, and then Taker again would drive right on past it, and basically Taker would keep doing this shit where eventually, Paul Bearer, he had to piss really, really badly, and he every time there was an exit or a gas station, Taker would just drive right on past it and everything, and it got to the point where Paul Bearer literally pissed himself. He had to go so badly. And you have to watch the interview, and so it's a lot funnier when hearing Undertaker talk about it, but just,
Well, speaking of funny Undertaker or BSK stories, that reminds me of that episode of Table for Five they did with the BSK guys, the ones that are left, except Savio Vega. But it was like Undertaker, the Godwins, Godfather Rikishi, and they were reminiscing about Yokozuna. And they were
Messenger.
and they were talking about how Godfather was into country music, and they were like, I think you were the first black guy we ever knew that liked country music.
Godfather, a country guy.
Mm-hmm. Not really
Wow,
a big
okay.
hip hop guy. He's more of a country guy. Hell, he even calls himself a redneck.
Instant respect from me.
But yeah, they were talking about how Godfather was they thought the first black guy they ever knew who liked country music. So one day they'd be driving. It was Godfather, Yoko, Paul Bearer, Undertaker together, and Yoko was driving. Godfather puts in, I think it was like George Jones or something, into the tape deck, and then Yoko's looking at Godfather, and then he takes the tape out of the tape deck, looks at him, throws the tape out of the window of the car, and Godfather's like, "Hey, Yoke, what was up with that?" And Yoko's, "Hey, mofo, anybody ever tell you you're black? Because I don't think you know."
That
Or like later on when they were kind of just reminiscing about their hangouts together, and they would talk about how it was like we were ahead of our time as far as diversity. Like we had Samoans, we had rednecks, hillbillies, and the black guy. And Taker's saying, "Godfather, you are a black hillbilly redneck."
On that one.
Don't worry about it. We're waiting for Carson to come back.
Carson!
So you can
And on top, the Undertaker's like saying, "Godfather, you are a black hillbilly redneck." And Godfather goes, "I'm American."
Seth,
and there's not a damn thing wrong with that.
I saw the picture, Michael.
What'd you think?
I think Frodo.
Rido.
But man, I tell you, if only, Paul Bearer, Yokozuna, and Crush hadn't passed away, man, could you imagine all of them doing that table for whatever together? Oh my god, it would have been funny as hell. Especially from Yoko, probably, since he and Taker were the ones that started the BSK.
Okay, I'm here now.
Finally!
We're waiting for Dylan
We're
to
not
join
gonna
the lobby,
leave
and then
One-
we will go.
One of my friends posted something that says, "I hate it when people ask me, are you a dog or a cat person? Bitch, I will pet a crocodile if I know the little rascal won't bite me."
That's right. That's anytime I ask you a dog.
I won't. I
If
could've-
somebody asks me, am I a dog or a cat person? My answer is yes.
All right, so
What was
we're all
it?
here,
What
right,
was
Carson?
it?
You're
Like,
back?
how
we're all
much did they
here.
charge for you to be able to pet an alligator at that mini golf
Yeah,
we
we should.
went to?
Yeah, we should all be
I
here.
don't know.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah, it's popular in Florida where there's mini golf. It's like, hey, do you want to feed alligators some food? Cool. Okay.
Yeah, there was that one that we went to, and I was down there with you guys for Daytona, and we went to that one mini golf place. It was like, you can pet a baby gator for this much money.
Dylan, news travels quickly. They were talking about that incident in that Busch Gardens Williamsburg group that we're in.
Hey,
Wait,
Kyle.
what happened?
Somebody made a post in the Busch Gardens Williamsburg group about that dumbass that got himself hit by Banshee today.
Oh shit.
Hey, so Kyle, here's our deadly scenario. Ready?
Oh,
A
crap.
cucumber?
Oh God.
Ah, shit. But yeah, Kyle, just the thought of hearing Yokozuna tell Godfather, "Hey, mofo, anybody ever tell you you're black? Because I don't think you know."
What the fuck?
And of course, with Yoko being as cool of a guy he was, like back in the day, they were playing cards and Taker was lighting matches, and he
I have
flicked
no
one
idea
at
what I
almost,
just typed.
and it went into Yoko's hair, and his hair was on fire, and they put it out by punching him to death, and Yoko just laughed it off.
All right, let's see what happens. Dylan. Dylan manages to bring back Kane and make him whip the Undertaker's ass. As the lights in the dim lit area flicker, Dylan's plan to bring back Kane seemed to be falling into place. They managed to locate Kane's office, and after a few minutes searching, found the key to his locker.
Excuse
With the
me, I
key
need
in-
the mayor.
With the key in hand, they made their way to the locker room, hoping to find Kane still in his attire. They opened the locker. A massive, imposing figure emerged from the
What's
shadows.
he doing in a locker?
The Undertaker, fueled by rage, charged at Kane with a ferocity that was unmatched. The two behemoths clashed, their bodies crashing into each other with a force that shook the very foundation of the arena. In the end, it was Kane's sheer strength that proved to be too much for the dead man as he delivered a devastating chokeslam that sent the Undertaker
Wow.
crashing to the mat.
Wow.
But as Kane stood over the lifeless body, Dylan realized they had underestimated the Undertaker's cunning.
Or wait a minute.
With a wicked grin, the Undertaker's hand shot up from beneath his body, grasping
no.
for Dylan's ankle.
Is he gonna drag
With a
him down
sickening
to the-
crunch, the Undertaker's grip tightened and Dylan's world went black as the darkness consumed.
He
Are you
died from a
fucking
man.
broken
serious?
ankle?
Okay,
Wait a
okay. Does this
Wait.
game not realize how tall Dylan is?
Michael
Nope.
tries to run out of the building and jump into a car and drive away as fast as I can.
Where
Sir, that's
to,
called
Michael?
suicide.
As
Buckle
Michael
up,
frantically
Michael.
Buckle
tries
up,
to make
Michael.
a hasty escape, the Undertaker's furious roar echoes through the building. With supernatural speed, he gives chase, his massive frame quickly closing in on Michael. Despite his best efforts, Michael's speeding car screeches to a halt as the Undertaker's outstretched hand slams into the hood, holding it in place.
Man, he's strong.
Panicked, Michael attempts to make a break for it, but the Undertaker's grip is unyielding, and with a swift motion, he rips the door open and drags Michael back into the building.
Oh God.
That sounds like an actually good backstage segment.
You're
not gonna
coming
lie.
It really
me.
does.
In a fit of rage, the Undertaker delivers a devastating tombstone pile driver, ending Michael's futile attempt to flee and sending him crashing to the cold, hard floor. His lifeless body a testament to the consequences of playing a prank on the dead man.
I think this finally ends the years-long feud between Michael Norman and the Undertaker.
About
I
time.
try to give Undertaker 1 bottle of Jack Daniels and 10 Coors Light beers. Alright.
That'd be good
As
for
I
the
try to
show.
give Undertaker 1 bottle of Jack Daniels and 10 Coors Light beers, I attempt to defuse the situation. Undertaker's eyes narrow and their face turns beet red with rage. Uh-oh.
He
You
wanted
think a
Steve
little booze is
Weiser's.
gonna make up for
No,
this?
no, you have to say it like the Undertaker. You think a little
You
booze is
think
gonna
a
make
little
up for
booze is gonna
this?
make up for this?
You don't
They
respect
growl
this
holding up the
business.
cucumber. I try to explain, but Undertaker cuts me off, raising his voice to a scream. You're gonna pay for this, Levi, and it's gonna be a hell of a reckoning. With that, Undertaker charges at me, determined to make me suffer.
This is
In the end, it's
so
a
bad about
brutal,
this is I
bloody
can
brawl
actually see this
with neither
happening.
party giving an inch. I put up a good fight, but in the end, Undertaker's fury proves to be too much. I lied, defeated, the cucumber still clutched in their hand, and a grim reminder of my own hubris.
Bro, that sounds like a legit thing that would happen.
It
Alright,
really
well,
does.
I try to tell him that I was forced to do it by Kane, or Kane would have set me on fire. The Undertaker's face darkened as Seth tried to explain that Kane had threatened to set him on fire if they didn't put the cucumber into his drink. The Undertaker's eyes glowed with anger, and in a swift motion he raised his hand to summon the flames. But before he could unleash his wrath, Kane appeared and revealed the truth. The
Uh-oh.
Undertaker's expression softened as he realized Seth had been manipulated and let out a deep
Oh,
chuckle.
no.
Oh my
Are you
God.
kidding me?
Okay,
Wow.
nothing happens to Kane.
Yay!
So I took it a different way. The Rock blackmailed me and forced me to put a cucumber in the Undertaker's drink.
The
Okay,
final boss.
All right, so
Did
I
it
took
for The Rock.
I did
He did
Kane.
it
You
for
did
The
the
This
Rock.
attempt to deflect the blame towards The Rock only fueled the Undertaker. What?
See, it was Kane. It wasn't the Rock.
It wasn't the
They
Rock.
glared at Carson with a mixture of disbelief and rage, their eyes burning with a fiery intensity. You think I'm stupid enough to believe that? They growl their voices.
So what you gotta do it. Voice changer.
You're the one
oh.
who's been trying to sabotage me, Carson.
You're the. Oh, that's not how it is.
Wow.
You're the one who's been trying to sabotage me, Carson.
Next question.
Bob Saget.
And now you're going. Oh,
And now you're going to pay for
for it.
What?
With a swift motion, the Undertaker's massive hand wrapped around Carson's throat, cutting off the air supply.
Carson's struggled to breathe. The Undertaker's holding tight. Oh, Carson was at the finally with a little squeeze. The Undertaker's been nipping Carson's out of his body.
Fucking good chocolate. Chocolate.
Okay, so
Chocolate.
I did not get the reference, so I decided to hire a mediator to reach a compromise on what are acceptable things to dip in a drink.
Okay. Is it Kane?
Ugh.
The Undertaker was initially furious at discovering the cucumber in the drink, demanding an explanation. However, they cleverly decided to hire a mediator to find a compromise on acceptable drink toppings. The mediator helped communicate the Undertaker's preferences and
They did it
boundaries, while also
again.
understanding they didn't mean any harm. Though through negotiation, they came to a mutual agreement on what is
Oh,
acceptable
no.
to dip in a drink, diffusing the tense situation. And the Undertaker was ultimately satisfied with the compromise and allowed them
Oh
to walk
my
away.
gosh.
Wait, did it show a different line for you guys?
It shows. Sometimes that happens. It'll show us
Yeah,
like
it'll
a
show
double,
a
but
random
it'll
line
show the actual
twice.
person, the actual line. Yeah, that happens
Yeah.
occasionally.
All right, Kyle, say it. What do you got? Blame someone else. Somebody hit the continue button. Or
I
is
think
it only
Kyle
me?
has to.
Only Kyle,
Oh, there we
okay.
go. Yep, here we go. Kyle thought they could get away with blaming the dead man's loyal servant, Paul Bearer.
There you go.
Oh well, look at this. Do they know?
Next. They pointed a shaking finger at the mortician and accused him of
Mortician.
putting the cucumber in Undertaker's drink. However, the Undertaker's anger was not so easily redirected. They glared at Kyle with a mixture of disgust and fury, their eyes burning with a fiery intensity. As the dead man's massive hand wrapped around Kyle's throat, they knew they were in grave danger.
Grave danger.
In a split second, Undertaker's grip tightened and Kyle's life was extinguished. Their bodies slumped to the ground, a victim of their
Oh.
own deceitful attempt to shift the blame.
There's no way the AI knows about the Paul Bearer story, right?
Apparently it does.
Like,
They
Or
do.
it just remembers that Paul Bearer was his manager.
I
and
guess,
just
yeah,
went
like-
with that.
Is it just a coincidence?
Yeah, I think that was total
All right,
coincidence.
who's gonna be the next person? Levy.
Me.
It's Levi.
Baby.
That's not his name.
Hopefully my keyboard wasn't screwing up on me right now. I gotta press certain buttons several times in order for it to register.
Oh, it's not registered. You click it and it's not pressing the button.
Basically,
Uh-oh.
I have to press it. It does this every so often, unfortunately.
Wait, Levi creating a scenario or?
Yeah, I am. I'm just trying to think.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, there's a Craftsman truck diecast shake and bakes auction coming up.
Okay, another Kane one.
Oh god, okay. Spilling hot coffee on Kane's chest.
Remember, that's how his feud
Yep.
with Jericho started. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that coffee didn't burn you. You don't know what it's like to be burned.
I'm gonna confirm that and go get a drink.
Kyle, there was a post by Liv Morgan wearing Dominic's gear, and she's doing the thing again.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, Dylan. Did you see the end of Raw Monday?
I did.
Holy shit!
That was fucking magical.
Poor Chad Gable. And he knows,
May
like,
he rest in
people-
peace.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rough
fans
night.
changed his Wikipedia page to rest in
Yes,
peace.
I saw that.
I was
Okay,
like, these
so
guys
I
are
tried
penises.
to point to Jericho laughing while holding a tripwire. He did it.
Oh god. Wait, what just
Carson attempted
happened?
to distract Jericho by pointing and laughing,
What?
causing Jericho to lose focus and accidentally trip over. What? Okay, in the chaos, Jericho knocked over the coffee, spilling onto Kane's chest. He let out a scream in pain as the scalding liquid burned through their skin.
Well.
Despite immediate medical attention, Kane what?
Kane's dead.
Oh,
Why did I not see
But
that?
why
Well,
did Carson
apparently.
die?
What?
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Oh,
Yeah, like
Supposed to
the
be-
game
I blame
glitched.
Jericho for it.
Michael tries to look over at Chris Jericho
We're
and
going
points the
to
finger at him.
Jericho.
Leave Chris alone.
Michael's attempts to deflect attention from themselves by pointing at Chris Jericho only seemed to confuse Kane, who was already seething with anger from the scalding hot coffee that was burning a hole through their chest.
Whoa.
As Michael's finger wagged accusingly at Chris Jericho, Kane's eyes narrowed, their gaze fixed on the player with a malevolent intensity. Michael, realizing their mistake, tried to apologize, but it was too late. Kane's massive hand shot out, grasping Michael's wrist and pulling them in close. Oh, what the fuck?
Firmly grasp it.
Their players' screams were drowned out by the sound of their own flesh burning as Kane's hot breath whispered in their ear, "You're next."
Goldberg?
Goldberg?
Say that
Hello?
too.
No, he asked who's next.
Oh, that's true.
Michael's lifeless body slumped to the ground, a victim of their own
Well, look at that,
desperation
Michael
and
can't-
Kane's
Michael-
unquenchable rage.
Michael
No,
can't
Goldberg
beat
said
the
you were
Undertaker or
next.
Yeah,
Kane.
apparently not.
I tried to apologize and give him aloe vera to rub on his burned chest. Because that's what I've been having to put on my shoulders from the sunburn I
Oh,
got
aloe,
Sunday.
yeah.
Aloe vera. As I rushed to apologize and offer aloe vera to Kane,
Aloha
they couldn't
more.
help but notice
Aloha
the
more.
severity of the burns on
You're gonna
his
die.
chest. The scorching hot coffee left third-degree burns. Kane was in excruciating pain. Despite my best efforts to comfort him, Kane's condition rapidly deteriorated. The burns spread, engulfing his chest and torso. Kane's
So
vision
if
began
Kane
to
dies,
blur.
you die.
He succumbed to his injuries.
out.
It was for why?
Why? Why?
How'd you not survive?
Kane's one weakness, coffee. I tried to offer Kane some cream and sugar, and also tell him that I'll ask management to give him a title shot for the WWF Championship.
Wow, WWF? What is this? The 2000s?
Well, this
Yes.
this happened in 2000.
Seth's quick thinking to offer Kane cream and sugar to alleviate the burn from the hot coffee helps to calm Kane down.
Are you kidding
When Seth
me?
mentions he will speak to management about a title shot for the WWF Championship, Kane's mood further improves as he sees an opportunity for a career advancement. Kane appreciates Seth's gesture and accepts the offer, allowing the situation
Oh,
to
my Lord.
escalate peacefully without any further harm. Seth's clever solution not only
Wow.
saves Kane from a serious injury, but also earns their respect.
Are you kidding me?
Nice.
I
Just put
am
the-
a
just
wizard.
put the
Okay, so
cream
I,
in-
so I apologize and make it up by secretly rigging the next contest in his favor. Despite my best efforts to apologize and make it up to Kane for spilling hot coffee on the chest, their plan to secretly rig the next contest in their favor quickly backfired. Kane suspected foul play and confronted me, leading to a heated argument. In a fit of rage, he pushed me, causing me to stumble back and accidentally trip over a wire. I fell to the ground and hit my head, suffering a fatal injury.
Oof.
Not the wire.
You shouldn't have put the fix in, just offer him the title shot.
Kyle tries to. I give him some cold drinks to cool him off. Who wants to read this?
As the scalding hot coffee splashes onto Kane's chest, Kyle quickly springs into action, grabbing a variety of cold drinks to cool Kane off. Despite the initial shock and pain, Kane's skin is able to quickly cool down and prevent severe burns from forming. With Kyle's quick thinking and resourcefulness, Kane is able to recover from the incident without any lasting damage. The cold drinks not only provide relief, but also prevent any potential complications from arising. In the end, Kane is able to walk away from the situation unscathed.
Wow.
Hey, well done,
Unscathed?
Kyle. We lived. Oh, we still got Dylan.
Wow, nice. I summoned a nice wall to cover up Kane, so then you can move the end.
Watch him live.
Are you not
Sorry,
reading,
getting the
Dylan?
pretzel. As a hot coffee splashed onto Kane's chest, my attempt to summon a nice wall seemed like a desperate but brilliant move. They tried to cover Kane with the frozen barrier, hoping to mobilize him and prevent further harm. However, the coffee had already seeped through Kane's clothes, scorching their skin and caused them to thrash in agony. Despite the ice wall's best efforts, Kane's moves became more violent as they tried to rip off Burning shirt, ultimately breaking free from the frozen prison.
Burning? Is his shirt on fire?
As Kane stumbled away, their chest with a mass of blisters and burns. Dylan's attempt to save them had ultimately failed, and Kane succumbed to their injuries. There are screams echoing through the air. But how did I not survive? How?
If Kane dies, you die.
Oh,
Yeah, so Seth
Seth
survived
survived twice.
two straight rounds.
Come on. Bring it on. Oh. Okay.
Any day now.
Hold on. Alright, here's a reference.
Is it like a?
Teetering on the edge of a cliff with the stampeding herd of
Oh.
wildebeest below you. The only oh my god. The only thing holding you up is the claws of your brother. I'm trying to think.
Sure, why not? This ain't gonna work. It's gonna be my first death, but I don't care.
I can't use that word? What?
Oh yeah, if it's like save or that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. I got fucked.
Well, good for you, man.
Alright, well, I tried to call in Gandalf the White on a giant eagle to swoop in and save me. As Seth frantically tries to call in Gandalf the White on a giant eagle to swoop in and save them, they momentarily forget about the precarious situation they're in. The wildebeest, sensing their momentary distraction, start to get closer, their horns glistening in the sunlight. The brothers' claws, once a sturdy grip, begin to slip, and Seth's weight starts to shift, putting even more pressure on the fragile hold. Just as the eagle is about to arrive, a particularly feisty wildebeest charges forward, its horn aimed directly at Seth's chest. The brothers' claws give way as Seth plummets towards the ground, their screams echoing through the savannah as they meet their untimely demise among the stampeding herd. Thanks, Gandalf. Alright, Michael is not there.
Michael.
Oh,
No,
shit.
I'm here. Hold on.
I didn't get the
Negotiate
reference
my-
at first.
Yeah, that's the
Negotiate my
reference.
way up the cliff and toss Scar off instead of Mufasa.
Mufasa,
Michael
Mufasa,
frantically
Mufasa.
tries to negotiate with their brother Scar to let them up the cliff instead of Mufasa.
Wait, what?
What?
As they plead for their life, Scar hesitates for a moment before shaking his head and refusing.
Nah, nah, nah.
In a last-ditch effort, Michael attempts to push Scar off the cliff, but in the struggle, they lose their grip and fall into the stampeding herd of wildebeest below. Their screams are drowned out by the chaos, and they are trampled to death by the herd.
How would you push Scar off the cliff if you're dangling on the cliff?
I was trying to negotiate my way up the cliff, like
Mufasa.
get up there myself, and then push Scar off.
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
I try to tell him, "Long live the king."
Long L.
Long
Why is
L
it
Well,
with an
exclamation
exclamation
I had to take the
Oh.
shout, "Long live the king!" Their brother's grip on the cliff edge falters, caught off guard by the sudden outburst. Words meant nothing to the wildebeest, but the distraction was just enough for one particularly aggressive beast to spot them. The creature's sharp horns charged toward me and their brother, trying to regain their composure, can't hold on any longer. With a final cry of despair, they lose their grip and plummet to the ground, meeting their fate amongst the snapping jaws and trampling hoofs of the stampede. Last thing I see is the chaotic sea of wildebeest. Their brother's life was by being trampled beneath my feet.
Okay, so I tried to summon Leonidas and the other Spartans from 300 to kick Scar off the cliff and save Mufasa.
Okay.
This is Sparta!
Tarzan's attempt to summon Leonidas and the other Spartans from 300 was met with a deafening silence. Okay.
Huh?
Wildebeest, sensing their distraction, began to close in, their host pounding against the earth. What? Meanwhile, Carson's brother, still clinging to the cliff's edge, was starting to lose his grip. I'm not even gonna bother reading this anymore. This is shit.
Desperate bid
So I
to
guess
save
Leonidas
himself-
didn't show up.
In a desperate bid to save himself, Carson tried to
Who then
reach
plummeted
out
to
and
their
grab
deaths
his
amid the
brother's
chaos
hand, but it was
stampede.
too late.
It's okay,
Okay.
Gandalf didn't come to save me either.
Okay, so I'll keep it simple. I pull him down with me. He's evil. evil intentions proved to be their downfall as they pulled their brother down with them. The weight of the two proved to be too much for their brother's claws to hold, and they all tumbled to the ground. The wildebeest, sensing their chance, charged towards the trio with reckless abandon.
Who's the trio?
Brother tried to shield himself from the onslaught, but it was too late. The wildebeest trampled them mercilessly, their hooves crushing the life out of them. My evil plan had ultimately led to their own demise.
You watch, Kyle doesn't
See,
get the
I-
reference, and he's gonna be the one to survive.
Exactly. See?
Try to pull himself up.
Despite the intense adrenaline coursing through their body, Kyle musters all their strength and intends to pull himself up from the edge of the cliff. As they strain against the weight of their own body and the pull of gravity, they feel their brother's claws starting to slip. Just as they are about to lose their grip completely, a wildebeest crashes into the cliffside beneath them, jolting the brother and causing them to lose their hold. With a desperate scream, Kyle plummets down towards the stampeding herd, unable to escape their inevitable fate.
Oh, well.
We all died to the wildebeests. Except for... maybe?
Get the grappler and swing to...
S.
He was
Yes.
trying to say safety, but it wouldn't let him put safety.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to say safely, but you know, they don't like that word, so yeah.
Oh well, it's assumed safety.
I tried.
As Dylan tries to get the grappler and swing to safety, they realize that their brother's claws are starting to slip. The wildebeests are getting close and closer. They're snorting and sniffling, growling louder in a desperate attempt to hold on. Dylan digs their fingers into the rocky edge of the cliff, but it's too late. The weight of the wildebeests and the force of the wind proves too much, and their brother's claws finally give way, sending Dylan tumbling to the ground, and he dies.
Trumble.
Okay.
Ye are the Trumblies.
Person.
I think still the dumbest save of the game is Open Sesame.
You're right. The important town of Salem, Carson is the arsonist and about to ignite the entire town.
Oh shit. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Look, dick.
I can't say survive. Wow.
Damn.
Man, you can't say certain words, man. That's bullshit.
Five, 6, 5.
Alright, I'm covering all my bases.
Let's see what he did here. He died. Seth dies 3 times.
And I'm covering every base here that I can in the time allotted.
All right, let's see what we got. Dylan.
Put
I
water.
tried to put water where you're at and 1v1 him to finish it off. As I rush to put out the fire with water, they manage to extinguish the flames in their immediate area. However, Carson, the arsonist, is relentless and continues to fuel the blaze. Player aware that their only chance of survival lies in taking out Carson, initiates a 1v1 with the arsonist. To engage in a fierce battle with Dylan, fighting valiantly against the flames and Carson's relentless attacks. In the end, despite their best efforts, Dylan is overwhelmed by the sheer ferocity of the fire. Ah, damn it. Fuck off. Yeah. Carson wins. Suck a dick. Anyways, have fun.
Oh my
Oh.
I'm actually the werewolf, and I eat him before he is able to ignite, killing him. As the player Michael takes a bite out of Carson, they feel the rush of adrenaline as they transform into the werewolf. The sweet taste of flesh and blood fills their senses, and they revel in the primal power coursing through their veins. However, in their moment of triumph, they fail to notice the flames licking at the edges of the town, fueled by Carson's arsonist skills. That player's grip on Carson's throat heightens, but it's too late. The flames engulf them, and the intense heat and smoke choke the life out of Michael, leaving them charred and... Okay, fuck you.
The street taste of flesh and blood. Michael prepared to be disappointed in me.
Oh.
I went with the same thing.
God damn it. Now
watch it work for Levi.
Yeah, now Levi.
Watch it work for Levi.
Well, let's find out. As I transformed into a werewolf, I let out a blood-curdling roar as I charged towards Carson. Carson caught off guard, tried to flee, but I was too fast. I tackled Carson to the ground, my jaws snapping wildly as I tried to bite down. However, Carson's quick thinking allowed him to grab a nearby torch and hold it to my fur, igniting the flammable material. Fuck you! 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 I should have done that. You bastard!
Alright, I said I covered my bases, so I tried to burn down Carson's house the night before, then shoot him, then stab him, then stomp him.
It's going to say that Carson knew your plan ahead of time.
As Seth crept through the darkness, their eyes fixed on Carson's house. Okay, thanks. That's a sentence. With a fierce determination, they poured gasoline around the perimeter, lit the match, and watched the flames engulf the structure. The arsonist, now aware of their presence, emerged from the inferno, his face twisted with rage. Seth quickly drew their gun and fired a few shots, but Carson's sheer strength allowed them to overpower them. As they struggled to regain control, Carson grabbed Seth's knife and plunged it deep into their chest. With a final vicious stomp, Carson ended Seth's life. Wait, I'm supposed to stomp you, not the other way around.
This is just not
You were the
working.
vigilante, I'm
No,
immune.
it's not
Oh,
working.
Carson, let's
Okay,
see.
so I try to point out that Kyle is the werewolf and get him lynched on day 2.
You mean day 3?
As Carson tries to point out that Kyle is the werewolf, they reveal their own guilt to the town. Oh shit.
That's about right. That's what happened.
Kyle, sensing something is off, becoming suspicious of Carson, and starts to investigate. The player's accusation is met with skepticism, and the town is more focused on Carson's sudden change of behavior.
Yeah.
The player's attempt to frame Kyle backfires as they become the main suspect.
Uh-oh.
The town, realizing the true identity of the arsonist, lynches Carson, but not before the sound of a small explosion leads to significant damage to the town. Okay. The player's attempt to save the town ultimately leads to their own demise.
That's right.
I mean, I killed myself
You
to...
win
Okay,
by
so
losing.
Yeah.
okay, so here's the thing. I tried to introduce Carson to the Baptist church.
God's plan.
God, Fred's plan.
Okay, so my attempt to introduce Carson to the Baptist church seemed like a desperate last-ditch effort to stop the arsonist. As they lead Carson to the church, they help that holy atmosphere with some Carson's moral compass. However, Carson remained unfazed, their eyes fixed on the flames that were slowly engulfing the town. However, Carson remained unfazed. Okay, fine. So it repeats
Showed it again.
They simply chuckled at my naivety, and with a smirk, they lit the final match, igniting the church and sending it up in flames. I watched in horror as the church they had hoped would save Carson was consumed by the inferno, and they were unable to escape the blaze.
Carson, repent!
No.
Get him lynched before he can do it.
Okay. Kyle's plan to get Carson lynched seemed to be working as they rally the townspeople to share the suspicions about the arsonist's identity. They present their evidence and make a compelling case, convincing many that Carson is indeed the culprit.
Arson.
Just as the lynch mob is about to strike, Carson reveals their true intention and ignites the first building in town. The flames spread quickly, engulfing nearby structures and blocking escape routes. As the chaos erupts, Kyle is caught off guard and trampled in the panic, succumbing to the flames and smoke.
I swear,
God,
mine
Jesus
and
fucking Christ.
Kyle's scenarios were like the ultimate cases of blue balls.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Yeah, like,
right,
yeah.
Right where you think you're gonna win, and then suddenly it changes.
I mean,
Mine
Kyle
was
had the
other way around.
townspeople on his side and everything, they just didn't vote in time.
No,
the time ran
mine
out.
was mine was the other way around, where I looked like I was gonna die and then somehow lived. Oh, Seth, I saw your short, by the way.
Hitbox.
Is it bad that I actually forgot what he did to me first that caused that?
He
Because
bumped you
remember-
and you guys were
Okay,
slowing down
I've
for
had,
the yellow.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
thought
He
about
bumped
this
me
one
when
for a
we were slowing
while.
Down and it spun. I can't. Was that after I came off?
Oh no.
Oh, not Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear has come to town and he's on a murder spree. That's kind of a stupid one, but it's gonna be hilarious.
Wonder if this will work again.
Oh no. Oh no. I still can't get over Open Sesame.
Rob. Oh god, I can't say this name without getting Seth's stream taken down.
Ah, shoot.
I saw a weird ass name in on Twitter. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
I wasn't able to put a word in, but we'll see.
Kyle tries to. I shoot him until I run out of bullets.
There you go.
Seth, you're ready, go.
As Kyle starts frantically shooting at Cocaine Bear, the bullets seem to have little effect on the massive and enraged animal. The bear continues his murder spree, swatting at Kyle with terrifying strength. Despite their best efforts, Kyle eventually runs out of bullets, leaving them defenseless against the raging beast. The bear overpowers Kyle, resulting in a fatal outcome.
It
Oh,
was worth
shit.
a shot, literally.
Literally.
Michael tries to give him more cocaine so he could leave
Cocaine.
me alone.
Cocaine!
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Michael attempts to appease the cocaine-fueled bear by offering him more cocaine, as good that the animal is beyond reason. The bear's eyes are wild and unfocused, its movements erratic and aggressive. Despite Michael's attempts to calm it down, the bear becomes even more agitated, top breath washing over Michael's face as it growls and snarls. In a desperate attempt to escape, Michael makes a break for the door, but the bear is too quick and it quickly closes the distance between them. With a swipe of its massive paw, the bear sends Michael crashing to the ground as he tries to scramble to his feet. The bear delivers a crushing blow to his skull, ending his life.
Well,
And I try to give the bear some weed, hoping he grows an appetite for munchies instead of flesh.
giving him some CBD gummies.
Perhaps. As I approached the cocaine-fueled bear, I nervously held out a joint, hoping to distract the beast from its murderous rampage. The bear's eyes lit up at the sight of the weed, and it swiped at the joint with its massive paw. I dodged just in time, but the bear's attention was momentarily diverted. With a newfound sense of calm, the bear began to munch on a nearby dumpster.
What?
And its hunger for
What?
flesh momentarily started. However, its cocaine fueled energy soon returned and came back to my attention.
Munch on a dumpster?
That was another blue balls
I
round.
thought you had it.
Yeah, that
Damn
was
it.
looking good.
Well, I try to gather up my family into our private plane and fly to a different country until the bear is captured.
Different country,
I was gonna say to live, but they wouldn't let me do live. As Seth rushes to gather their family, they can hear the Cocaine Bear's menacing roar getting closer. They quickly usher their loved ones onto the private plane, but in the chaos, they forget to check the fuel level. Oh my gosh! Just kill me now. As they lift off, the plane sputters and stalls, leaving them stranded in the air. The bear, sensing its prey,
He's
begins
still
to
in the
climb the
air.
plane's landing gear, its claws scraping against the metal. Seth attempts to start the engine again, but are futile, and the bear bursts into the cockpit, its hot breath on their face. With a swipe of his massive paw, the bear sends Seth crashing to the ground, ending their desperate bid for escape.
If
But
the
at least
fuel
it was
wasn't
just you
going
and
to,
not
the
your
bear
family.
certainly would.
At least it was just
Stupid
you and not your
fuel.
family.
Okay, so this worked last time, so we're gonna challenge him to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel.
No, I swear to God.
If this fucking works, I'm done.
Carson bravely steps up to the intimidating Cocaine Bear, challenging it to a high-stakes Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. The bear, confused by the sudden change of events, reluctantly agrees to the
I
challenge.
swear to God.
Carson skillfully summons powerful monsters and casts potent spells, outmaneuvering the bear at every turn.
Swear.
The bear, unable to keep up with Carson's strategic gameplay, lets out a frustrated roar before ultimately collapsing from defeat.
Are you
There
kidding
is
The victorious
no
small Carson
I-
emerges
I-
unscathed from the
way.
duel. Having invested the death
I
of cocaine.
hate you
I
so
hate
much.
Wow.
bullshit.
So much.
I hate you so
okay,
much.
so I
Voldemort
tried to
and
smuggle
Cocaine
cocaine
Bear.
from drug dealers to lead the trails of the forest, luring him away
So
from the
it-
town.
So it seems like anytime you're about to die by somebody, just challenge him
Just
to
challenge
a
him to
fucking
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh!
deal.
duel.
To a
Really
children's
mean
card
spot.
game.
They're
Challenge
supposed to
him to a children's
receive a
card
large
game.
shipment of cocaine from the drug dealers. As they waited, they could hear the distant growls and snarls from the cocaine bear, but they hoped that their plan would work. The dealers arrived, and I quickly loaded the drugs into a backpack, making sure to leave a trail for the bear to follow. They whispered to the dealers to get out of there as fast as they could, and the dealers didn't need to be told twice. I, however, didn't get away so easily as the bear caught wind of the drugs and gave chase. Despite the best efforts, I was eventually caught and devoured by the cocaine bear, their screams echoing through the forest as they met
Oh,
their gruesome
no.
demise. I almost thought it almost sounded like it was going to work there.
Yeah,
I tried to poison dart the bear.
Simple.
but you forgot to check your fuel.
Readies the poison dart gun. They take aim at the cocaine fueled bear charging towards them. They release the dart, but the bear's too fast and manages to swat it out of the air with its massive paw.
Oh my gosh.
The bear's hot breath washes over Dylan and closes in, and it's blazing with a frenzied intensity. I'm just ready to accept fate. I don't care anymore. Just quickly gains on him. Oh my god! Just
Well,
I love how I can dramatically change. a
Fucking
situation.
Yu-Gi-Oh duels.
I love how I can,
Christ.
hold on. I love how I can dramatically change the situation at work by just offerings. Destiny's about to blow up at the fucking night manager, so I'm like, get through this night and I'll buy you some gummy bears. And she's like, deal.
I swear to
wait,
God.
wait a minute. What? I thought.
I still have to be professional with her, Kyle.
Well,
I thought you were done with her.
I am, but she still works with me. And
I
especially,
still.
and especially now that I'm gonna be taking over this store, she's gonna have she's a bitch outside work, but at work she actually does her fucking job. So unfortunately, she's gonna be like my assistant.
it's a tad
Man, I
awkward.
can't believe those back-to-back rounds where it looked like I was gonna survive and then I die. It
Yeah.
was almost like two.
More so
It was
the
almost
bear
like I
one.
got. Yeah, more so the bear one, but it was like as if a chick was giving me a blowjob, and like just when she's about to make me burst, she's like, "Nah, you don't get to burst tonight, buddy boy," and it's like, damn it!
That is a very
That's a very
unfortunate scenario for my stream, but thank you.
well, I mean, like, we'll find. We'll find. Now, we'll find it. From now on, no more Yu-Gi-Oh duels. Or
It's
Fine.
No, we can do
No,
whatever we want.
you
No,
can
no.
still do
I'll
it.
do no
Just
rules.
do it.
I'll do it more
until
spec- I'll make it
doesn't-
more
Be a more
specific.
specific one.
well,
Cannot
I'm gonna
believe
head out
it.
for the night, guys. I'll catch y'all later.
Alright,
Well, I mean,
see you,
it's-
Dylan.
Dylan.
well, I mean, like, if the Yu-Gi-Oh duel is just gonna automatically, guarantee like a win
Well,
or
not
survival.
necessarily. It's gone 2 for 2. There's gotta be eventually a time that it ends up.
Third
not
time
working.
will be the charm where it fails.
But I mean, man, if
Maybe.
you've been able to defeat Voldemort and Cocaine Bear with a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, I think you're doing pretty well. I think you've reached legend status.
What the fuck? So my chat's going off, and the butt spot showed up saying, "Friends at ThrashManiac99 butts with a lot of."
I mean,
What?
probably they saw like the 3 characters with the big butts on the lobby screen.
I like
Big
big
butts and I
butts and I
cannot.
cannot.
Butts, butts,
Damn
butts,
it,
Damn it,
butts,
Michael.
butts, 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 butts.
That's twice now. To quote Seth, Michael, you or I or the both of us just need to stop
And
talking
you
or
wonder
thinking.
why we get the 2 of you confused.
God.
2 big guys, 1 small brain.
I think mine's bigger than yours. Just
Well,
Only,
it-
only
it
a big guy
probably
with a
is.
small brain would offer a Cocaine Bear a joint.
Kyle, you coming up with a good scenario over there? Kyle?
Scenario.
I'm trying to.
Okay, I thought you.
My keyboard is
I thought you
messing
weren't
up
there,
here.
sorry.
Oh my lord. It's again the highlight of the night. I managed to escape an avalanche by saying "Open,
Open
sesame."
sesame. My gosh.
Uh,
Uh,
Was that when I left?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so the avalanche comes crashing down. Levi yells, "Open sesame," and a rock pops up and splits the avalanche around him.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
God.
Somehow I managed to survive Kane. I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
Or the
what
Undertaker.
did I survive?
No, it was the
Other than
Undertaker I
open-
survived. Actually,
I
I
don't
survived
think
both.
I've survived anything other than Open Sesame.
I'm about to die by the Undertaker. I'll challenge him to a duel.
You have
Uncontrollable
uncontrollable
gas
gas
on
on
a
a date.
I challenge my gas to a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Oh my god, no! No, no, no.
Oh, gosh.
Oh no! Hold on. I just thought of something funny. Stoop it? Really? Stoop? Stoop kid never leaves a stoop?
Oh, dear God.
Seth will understand mine. Seth will understand mine because we watched that show. Take the long way
Oh,
home.
man.
Take the long way home.
I'm going with a dumb answer. Ain't
Me
no way
too.
this is working.
I sh-
Challenge her to a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
You yell, "Open sesame."
That sounds weird.
Yeah, it
with this
does.
prompt. Open the gates. Okay, so I try to. The date is at my house and she finds farts funny. Carson tried to make the best of the situation, but it was clear that their date was not going to be the romantic evening that they had hoped for. As the uncontrollable gas continued to fill the room, their date laughed and joked, seemingly unfazed by the unpleasant smell. Carson, on the other hand, was mortified. What? They tried to apologize and make light of the situation, but it only seemed to make things worse. Shut up, Carson! As the gas figured more over when Carson's date began to choke and cough, and Carson realized they needed to get them out of the house as quickly as possible. In a desperate attempt to save their date, Carson grabbed them and rushed outside, but it was too... Aww. The gas had already overcome them, and they collapsed on the porch, unable to breathe.
Oh, gosh.
Aw. Carson was left holding their lifeless body. The date's laughter and jokes announced silence forever. And I
Oh
didn't
my
survive
gosh. You just open your date in
man.
your arms.
Michael tries to stop it from becoming a nationwide epidemic.
No! Not
Forget it,
Colin
Seth.
Mockery!
Yes. As this uncontrollable gas began to spread rapidly, Michael knew they had to act fast. And they quickly grabbed a nearby fire extinguisher and rushed out of the restaurant desperate to contain the leak.
Despite desperate.
But it was too late. The gas had already spread to the streets and was starting to affect people. Panicked. Michael tried to call for help, but their phone had no signal. As the gas continued to spread, Michael succumbed to its effects, their vision blurring and their legs giving out. They collapsed to the ground, unable to move or breathe as the gas continued to spread, eventually claiming the lives of hundreds of people across the city.
So what was the
Actually-
fire extinguisher supposed to do there?
Yeah,
not
what the
sure.
fuck was that supposed to do?
But
And I try to drink Pepto-Bismol to relieve my stomach.
By the way, it was Wayne Brady that did the nationwide epidemic line.
I try to drink
It became a
Pepto-Bismol to
nationwide
relieve my
epidemic.
stomach, but the uncontrollable gas is too much to handle. The antacid fails to provide any... Oh, dear lord. Just get through this already.
Just kill me now.
Just end my pain.
Oh,
My
stomach
stomach
ruptured.
ruptured!
Oh gosh!
Jesus Christ!
Oh lord!
Jesus.
Holy hell!
I
I
just
must
went
have some
from-
powerful
You just
farts
farted
then.
out!
I don't remember them talking about that in their jingle. I try to hope that my date has uncontrollable gas too.
Wow.
Thus attempt to hope that their date has uncontrollable gas only seemed to make things worse. As they sat there trying to make small talk and pretending that the overwhelming stealth wasn't affecting them, they couldn't help but feel a sense of
Overwhelming
dread wash over them.
stelch.
The date, Oblivious to Seth's distress, continued to chat anyway, unaware of the horror they were unleashing. The air was thick with the smell of rotten eggs and sewage, and Seth's eyes began to water as they struggled to breathe. As the minutes ticked by, Seth's vision began to blur, and they felt their consciousness slipping away, succumbing to the noxious fumes. In the end, Seth's state left, seemingly unaffected, leaving Seth alone, gasping for air, their body unable to withstand the toxic onslaught.
The overwhelming stelch.
Okay, so I try to notify my date that I'm currently ill and postpone our meeting.
I thought about doing this. I swear to God, if this works.
She'll understand.
I thought about doing
Tries
this.
to notify the date about their sudden illness, but it's too late.
Oh, thank God.
Their uncontrolled gas has already filled the room, and my date is getting anxious. I try to explain the situation, but the words are muffled by the hissing sound of gas. The date, confused and worried, tries to call for help, but the phone is dead.
What's with everyone's phones being dead?
Vision starts to blur, and they felt their conscious slipping away, unable to escape the toxic environment. Well, okay, well I tried.
He has a reliable phone.
Go to
Kyle's
the bathroom.
gonna go to the bathroom.
If this works.
As Kyle excuses himself to go to the bathroom to try to control the gas, they find the situation is much more severe than they anticipated. Yeah, your stomach is ruptured, apparently. The gas continues to escape uncontrollably, causing a scent so strong it quickly fills the entire restaurant. It's just the kitchen, don't worry. Despite their best efforts to contain it, the embarrassing odor becomes too overpowering for the other patrons to bear. The restaurant staff unable... Restaurant staff unable to tolerate the smell evacuate the entire building, leaving Kyle alone in the bathroom. And he didn't survive. Yeah, his stomach ruptured. Nobody survives the uncontrollable gas.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He might be able to survive the uncontrollable gas.
Yeah. If he doesn't, he'll come back in 3 days.
The overwhelming stelch. So, Seth has created 2 words tonight. Confusement and stelch.
I feel like confusement could be a word.
It could.
yeah.
I'm giving Carson
I am struck with confusement.
I'm giving Carson the ultimate. Oh my fucking God! The ultimate opportunity. I'm giving Carson.
No, it's okay, Michael. Don't worry. We're around that time of the night where nobody knows how to make a full sentence.
What? Apparently, according to Google, confusement is a word.
What?
Oh boy.
Find yourself in a nightmare with Freddy Krueger.
Wait, why are you directing this at me?
Because it's your ultimate opportunity.
Don't you dare challenge him to a Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my God.
I'm going something different.
You know what? I don't even care.
I hate myself for this.
I hate myself
really
too,
hate
but I
myself
don't
for
care.
this.
I'm just gonna see, I'm just gonna see, like, like if this works, then this game is broken.
Wait, hold on.
All right, inside
Melding,
joke time.
I think we may have done something the same.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Okay, so I set my Fiend Sanctuary face down so that Freddy Krueger will attack himself instead of me. Carson's plan seemed ingenious, but Freddy Krueger was too cunning. As Carson tried to set their Fiend Sanctuary face down, Freddy noticed the attempt and laughed maniacally. With a swift swipe of his razor-sharp claw, Freddy knocked the Sanctuary out of What? That's not how the card works, but okay.
It's a break.
The Dream Demon seized the opportunity to strike, pinning Carson to bed with his gloved hand. As Carson struggled to free themselves, Freddy's claws began to dig deep into their flesh. With a final triumphant cry, he dragged Carson to the depths of the nightmare where they would never awaken.
Well, it didn't work out for you, Carson. Michael tries to. I challenge him to a Pokemon game.
Pokemon Go.
Oh boy.
Michael thought they could outsmart Freddy by challenging to a Pokemon battle, but little did they know Freddy's rusty claws and razor-sharp wit would prove to be too much for them, as they pulled out their Game Boy. out to snatch it, his fingers closing around it like a vice. Michael tried to reason with him, explaining the rules of the game, but Freddy just cackled maniacally, his eyes gleaming with sadistic
Freddy, we gotta
glee.
catch them all.
As the battle commenced, Michael's Pokemon were no match for Freddy's twisted, nightmarish powers, but one by one they fell to the ground, their digital bodies dissolving into nothingness. In the end, it
Wow.
was Michael's own digital soul that was consumed by Freddy's darkness, and they vanished into the shadows, never to be seen again.
Oh gosh.
I try to challenge him to Yu-Gi-Oh!
If this works, then yes, we will be banning Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels.
Alright, as I confidently stride forward, a smirk spreading across her face, Freddy Krueger's glove hand snaps shut, the sound echoing through the dark and foreboding nightmare landscape. A duel, you say? Freddy's voice drips with malevolent glee. Very well, let us see who emerges victorious. The two opponents face off, their cards at the ready. But as the duel begins, I realize that Freddy's cards are not just any ordinary cards.
Oh,
They seem
no.
infused with the power of the
no.
nightmare itself. Despite their best efforts, my dueling skills are no match for Freddy's mastery of the dark arts. Slowly but surely driven towards a crushing defeat. As the final blow is struck, my consciousness is consumed by the darkness, and I am no more. So the first
Justice
time
is
Yu-Gi-Oh!
served.
Duel didn't work.
Well,
It had to
Well, that's
take
because
I'm
you're
gonna
not the king of
one-up it.
games.
I'm gonna team up with Carson to challenge him to a Yu-Gi-Oh! duel.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Seth's plan to team up with Carson to challenge Freddy to a Yu-Gi-Oh! duel seemed like a clever idea, but it was a futile attempt. Oh, we're gonna go
That's
for
two in a
two.
row.
As they approached Freddy, they could feel the nightmare's darkness closing in around them. Freddy, amused by their foolishness, sneered at the duo, his razor-sharp claws gleaming in the dim light. Carson, sensing the impending doom, tried to retreat, but Seth, fueled by desperation, refused to back down. Freddy, with a wicked grin, summoned a powerful monster card, and with a swift swipe of his claws, sent Seth crashing to the ground where he lay motionless, his Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck shattered, and his dreams of escape destroyed. Freddy's claws rose high, ready to deliver the final blow, and Seth's scream echoed through the nightmare as he succumbed to the horror.
Freddy Krueger had
Well,
the seal.
Alright,
Okay,
Belly,
so
did you do it too?
Mine was not Yu-Gi-Oh! It was a Pokemon
Oh my
card
god!
battle.
Wow,
Oh,
so
God.
me and Belding had the same idea.
Okay, so I feel my determination to outsmart the nightmare on Elston Villain boldly approaches Freddy Krueger and proposes a Pokemon card battle. Freddy, amused by the absurdity of the situation, agrees
Oh
to the
no.
challenge.
No way.
As the battle commences, my skills are put to the test as they frantically shuffle through their deck, searching for the perfect combination of cards. However, Freddy's cunning and experience in the realm of the damned proved to be too much for me, as he effortlessly dispatches their Pokemon with his razor-sharp claws. My cards are torn to shreds, my dreams shattered, and my scream sounds by Freddy's merciless laughter as he delivers the final blow, ensuring their demise, my
Man.
demise in the twisted realm of their own nightmares.
To defeat Voldemort, you can defeat.
Am I the only one really thinking here?
I wake up
Oh.
sometime.
Hmm.
We'll see about that. How will the AI twist it?
Kyle tries to wake up, but it's as if their body is stuck in a perpetual state of nightmare. They thrash about, trying to shake off the feeling of being trapped, but Freddy's razor-sharp claws dig deeper into their mind. As they struggle to break free, they can feel the dream world warping and twisting around them, making it harder to distinguish reality from fantasy. Freddy's menacing grin appears before them, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light, and Kyle knows they're running out of time. With a final desperate surge of adrenaline, they manage to scream out loud, but it's too late. Freddy's claws sink deep into their chest and everything goes black.
Well, short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah. Well, Kyle took the smart route at least on all that.
Hey,
We all
You
just
guys
like, let's
tried-
challenge
you
him
guys
to a
tried
card
this.
game.
You guys
Well-
tried the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, but you weren't the king of games.
Okay, so the game's not as
King
dumb.
of doors, bitch.
The game's not as dumb as I thought it was.
Guess not. Alright, at least we debunked that theory. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Check my logic on this one.
Okay, this is just so stupid. I just kind of want to see what the game comes up with. I feel like I should have done this one last round.
All right, I think I might have this. I hope. I got a clever one.
Okay, so I try to turn Super Saiyan alongside Goku, use a Kamehameha.
There you go.
Ka.
As Carson attempts to turn Super Saiyan, they feel their body begin to glow with intense golden light. But Brock Lesnar's sheer strength and athleticism allowed him to shrug off the... What? He's a Super Saiyan too?
He doesn't have the hair for
Carson
it.
flying across the ring. As Carson struggles to get back to their feet, Lesnar seizes the opportunity to deliver a thunderous F5, slamming Carson's head into the mat with devastating force. The impact is too much for Carson's mortal body to withstand, and they slip lifelessly to the ground. Their dreams of Suplex City crushed by the Beast Incarnate. Okay.
Okay. Michael calls out the tribal chief to save him from Brock Lesnar.
Was he Paul Heyman?
Michael tries to call out the tribal chief to save them from Brock Lesnar. They foolishly think that the chief will magically appear and save the day.
Save the day. Sorry, I was here. But little did they know the chief is nowhere to be found, and Lesnar's getting closer and closer. Lesnar's massive frame looms over Michael, his eyes blazing with fury. Michael's voice is hoarse from screaming, but Lesnar just chuckles maniacally, his massive hands wrapping around Michael's neck. The last thing Michael sees is Lesnar's snarling face before everything goes black and he's left lying lifeless on the cold, hard ground of Suplex City.
Yeah, you think Roman's gonna work that?
I try to no-sell the suplexes and get up to kick him in his weak spot, the balls. Alright, as Brock Lesnar relentlessly executes a series of powerful suplexes, I grip my teeth and refuse to show any pain attempting to no-sell the brutal attacks. With a burst of adrenaline, I muster all of my strength to rise to my feet and deliver a swift, calculated kick right to Lesnar's vulnerable groin. The impact catches Lesnar by surprise, causing them to double over in agony. Seizing the opportunity, I swiftly follow up with a barrage of strikes to weak and stain, ultimately overpowered the Beast Incarnate. With a final decisive blow, I managed to incapacitate Lesnar, emerging victorious!
He did it!
So I did a combination of Braun Strowman and Undertaker.
And Levi was lost due to disqualification.
Alright, well, I try to take a detour to the island of relevancy where you were helped by Roman Reigns in the Bloodline.
Thanks for me and Seth going to in the same kind of direction.
As Seth tries to take a detour to the island of relevancy, Brock Lesnar's intense gaze follows them. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, seemingly caught off guard, hesitate for a moment before deciding to help Seth escape. However, their assistance comes with a steep price. They must participate in a brutal battle against the Bloodline's loyal enforcers. Despite their valiant efforts, Seth is eventually overpowered and brutally suplexed by Lesnar, crashing their head against the unforgiving concrete. In the end, Seth's attempt to escape is futile, and they succumb to the merciless force of the Beast Incarnate. Man, a lot of help there. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so here's what I do. Introduce Brock to My Little Pony.
Oh my fucking! If this
Wait, is this like an inside joke or something?
if this fucking works. Clutch My Little Pony.
The world of Equestria has his massive frame looming over them. What in the hell is this?
What in the hell is this?
His voice like thunder.
Or like
Unheard because he has to explain the show's theme and French's magic, but Brock is having none of it.
No, Brock!
But now he snatches the DVD from my hands and crushes it with his foot. The plastic is shattering into 1,000 pieces.
No!
And somewhere Henry Sanford is crying.
Okay.
When does he never cry?
Or is that Kenny Mercury? No, it's not him. It was Kenny.
I tried.
It was Kenny.
Well, you see that Michael and Seth were on the same page here. Me and Levi were on the same page here.
Take him to Dick Kick City.
Dick Kick City.
As Kyle attempts to take Brock Lesnar to
Penis Kick City.
Oh, bullshit.
Lesnar easily grabs Kyle's leg mid-kick and effortlessly throws him over his shoulder. Kyle lands hard on the unforgiving arena floor, momentarily stunned by the impact. Before they can recover, Lesnar picks him up and delivers a devastating suplex, sending Kyle crashing on their head. The force of the move leaves Kyle motionless on the ground, unable to defend themselves as Lesnar continues to pummel him mercilessly.
Jesus Christ.
In the end, Kyle is unable to withstand the brutal assault and succumbs to the overwhelming power of Brock Lesnar.
See, I call bullshit on that. If it worked for Levi, it should work for me.
I know.
Look at
you
all
would
them
think.
skulls.
Just do a duel. Just do a scenario as a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
And you challenge the Yu-Gi-Oh duel to a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Whenever Beldings was coming up and I said Brock saying, "What the hell is this?" He'd be like, "What the hell is this?" Paul, say something stupid. Oh my god. I can't believe mine worked.
I can't either. Never calling on the bloodline for help.
Nope.
Ah.
Dick Kick City, bitch. The Flying Dutchman is rapidly approaching her maroon ship. Take you to Davy Jones' locker.
Well, okay, I'm trying to be clever here
Me
to
too.
see if the AI can actually identify the.
I will be
Sponge-
happy if the AI knows what this means.
I mean, like if the AI knows like what SpongeBob episode I'm talking about, maybe.
Was this like a Pirates of the Caribbean reference? I'm
Yes, it
assuming?
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could also be a SpongeBob reference too.
Michael tries to get Davy Jones' heart in a jar of dirt and frantically runs out screaming, "I got a jar of dirt."
I like it.
As the Flying Dutchman looms closer, Michael frantically holds up the jar of dirt, screaming, "I've got a jar of dirt" at the top of their lungs.
I'm a chicken!
The crew of the Dutchman, led by the ghostly captain, stare at Michael in confusion, seemingly
Confusement.
unimpressed by their antics. The ship draws nearer, and Michael, still clutching the jar, stumbles backwards in a desperate attempt to escape. However, it's too late, and the Dutchman's spectral crew closes in. Their ethereal blades slicing through the air with deadly precision. As the darkness envelops Michael, they realize that their attempt to outsmart the Flying Dutchman has been futile, and they succumb to the cursed ship's deadly grasp.
No.
Firmly grasp it. And guess what, Michael? I also use
Damn
the
it.
charm to protect myself.
Get out of my head.
You get out of my head,
You both get out of
motherfucker.
each other's head.
Alright. As the Flying Dutchman bears out on the maroon ship, I frantically grab a jar of dirt and hold it in front of them as a feeble shield against the opposing threat. However, the mystical powers of the Flying Dutchman easily overpower the jar of dirt, breaking through it effortlessly and reaching towards me. As the tentacles of the sea monster close in on them, they realize their protection is futile and brace themselves for the inevitable fate awaiting them in Davy Jones's locker.
Kraken.
The darkness consumes them, leaving only a faint echo of their last desperate attempt at survival. Fuck this.
I hope I get one more.
All right, well,
at a prompt.
I try to
and
think
just
about
thought
what
of a
Jack
good one.
Sparrow would do and make a raft out of sea turtles to sail away.
Come sail away.
As the Flying Dutchman looms closer, Seth gazes out at the sea, trying to channel Jack Sparrow's cunning. they begin to gather a group of sea turtles, carefully selecting the strongest and most agile. With a makeshift saw fashioned from a piece of driftwood, Seth starts to cut down nearby seaweed, weaving it into sturdy rope. As the Dutchman's ghostly crew begins to shout and the ship's hull starts to creak, Seth hastily constructs a rickety raft from the turtles, securing them with seaweed rope. Unfortunately, the raft is woefully inadequate and the Dutchman's icy grasp closes in as Seth is dragged screaming into the abyss, their makeshift vessel snapping apart like twigs beneath the weight
That
of the
was
doomed
blue
ship.
balls again.
Darn it, I thought I had a chance.
Okay, Michael, I try to summon my fist in attack mode. The Flying Dutchman loses 500 life points.
I hope you go to the
my
locker.
fist in attack mode. Oh god, was that
When the
Kaiba?
Carson tries to summon their fist in attack mode, striking goes to the ship with a resounding impact. Flying Dutchman takes a significant blow, losing 500 life points. Efforts are short-lived. The Dutchman's crew, undeterred by the attack, redoubled their efforts, unleashing a barrage of spectral cannonballs to ravage Carson's ship. The maroon vessel takes on water at an alarming rate. Carson's hopes of survival begin to dwindle.
This makes me kind of want to
Despite
play
their
Sea
valiant
Thieves.
effort, Carson is eventually overwhelmed by the relentless assault, and their ship is dragged down to the depths of the ocean, taking them to Davy Jones' locker.
Good.
I feel like that's making me want to play Sea
Okay,
Thieves
so I try to embrace him. He doesn't serve a purpose when he can't scare you.
Oh.
That's a good point.
As the Flying Dutchman draws closer, I decide to embrace the ghostly figure instead of cowering in fear. Surprisingly, the embrace seems to confuse the spirit, unable to carry out its
Oh my
benevolent
God.
intentions. Confused by his unexpected display of affection, the Flying Dutchman hesitates, giving me a brief window of opportunity. Taking advantage of the momentary distraction, they make a mad dash for the nearest lifeboat and row away from as fast as they can, narrowly
my
escaping
gosh!
the clutches of Davy
Wow.
Jones.
Wow.
This guy!
Jesus Christ. I use instant
Instant
transmission to get away.
Kyle closes their eyes and concentrates hard, trying to harness the power of instant transmission to escape the Flying Dutchman's path. As they focus all their energy on the technique, a faint glow surrounds them and suddenly they vanish into thin air.
Oh my god.
The crew on the maroon ship hold their breath as they wait for Kyle to reappear, unsure if their desperate attempt was successful. Moments later, Kyle materializes on the deck, safe and sound, having successfully evaded the clutches of Davy
Oh,
Jones!
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Dang!
Three-way tie with one left. Carson.
Oh, it's
in
my
this
turn.
scenario. I had a really good Cosmo and
Cosmo?
and Wanda.
Cosmo and Wanda?
Cosmo and Wanda scenario.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Wando.
Wanda. Cosmo and Wanda.
Cosmo and Wando.
Where did you get heat vision?
My
Internet?
my answer is there's a if you remember, there's an episode of SpongeBob where the Flying Dutchman has to stay at SpongeBob's house for a while, and
Yep.
what happens
Yep.
is that SpongeBob
He
eventually
scares him over and over, but then SpongeBob gets.
He doesn't care.
He don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
He just goes.
yes. Yeah, so that's what my post what was a
Yeah, I
reference to.
figured
That's
what it
actually
was.
one of the few SpongeBob episodes I watched that I actually do remember.
Squidward! Squidward! Why haven't you called me? Mother? Why haven't you called your mother? Squidward loves his mama. Why don't you call me then? Why don't you call me? Why don't you call me? That sequence still gets me every time.
Speaking of Timmy Turner,
What? If Tinkelberg wins another trophy, your dad will blow up the neighbor.
Oh no.
You know what's funny? Michael, have you ever watched the YouTube channel Sorta Stupid?
No.
They do reactions to SpongeBob, and they recently started doing Fairly Odd Parents. And I got to watch back the Father Time episode, and this is where I put a trophy. If I had one.
Alright, desperation, you get a point. But I'm not doing the Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
too late. I'm already doing it.
Oh no.
I'm making a full-on reference to that exact moment.
My name's
Okay.
kind of kind of dark.
My answer
Mine is too.
My answer is just like mean.
Dinkelberg. Michael tries to play the game charade so good that my Dinkelberg can't help but
My
Dinkelberg?
I don't know why my is in there. It wasn't supposed to
He's
say
my
that.
Dinkelberg.
Mike Dinkelberg.
Michael's attempt to out-charade Dinkelberg was a valiant effort, but ultimately it was no match for the nefarious villain's cunning and ruthless determination. As the game reaches climax, Dinkelberg's eyes gleamed with triumph as they dramatically reenacted the winning trophy ceremony, leaving Michael's feebled attempts at charades in the dust. The neighborhood trembled with anticipation as Michael's dad, fueled by his anger and desperation, stormed onto the scene, his fingers hovering over the detonator.
No.
In a last-ditch effort, Michael pleaded with his dad to spare the neighborhood, but it was too late. With a maniacal cackle, Dinkelberg pressed the
Why
button.
did Dinkelberg press the button?
Cackle. Dinkelberg pressed a button, and then the neighborhood was consumed by a fiery inferno.
Allow
leaving
me,
Michael's
Mr.
lifeless
Turner.
body
Beep.
And I tried to give my dad a new trophy after melting the old one with heat vision.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
As I attempt to give my dad a new trophy, that I carefully melt the old one with my heat vision and hold out the shiny new one. However, my dad's eyes widen with rage as he snatched the trophy from my hand, his face twisted in fury. He screams at me, "You think a new trophy can save you?" Before slamming the trophy back into its pedestal. The sound of the trophy hitting the pedestal was like a trigger, and the neighborhood begins to rumble. The ground shakes, and a loud countdown begins. 5, 4, 3. Before the neighborhood is consumed in a massive
happened to
explosion,
2 and
leaving
1?
nothing but rubble and ash in its wake. My dad is nowhere to be found,
5,
but
4, 3
I,
now.
my own lifeless body lies amidst the debris.
That wasn't a pure countdown.
That was
No,
a
it
false
wasn't.
start.
All right,
All right,
well,
Seth.
I try to shoot Dinkelberg in the head so we can never get another trophy again.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Seth's hands tremble as they raise the gun, aiming directly at Dinkelberg's head. With a deep breath, they pulled the trigger, the sound of the gunshot ringing through the air. However, their aim was off, and the bullet grazed Dinkelberg's shoulder instead of hitting its mark. Darn it! In a panic, Seth dropped the gun, realizing that their attempt to stop Dinkelberg had failed. Dinkelberg let out a roar of pain, but they were far from defeated. Enraged by the attack, Dinkelberg retaliated swiftly, overpowering Seth and delivering a fatal blow. We didn't even blow up the neighborhood, I just die? Okay, cool. I saved the neighborhood,
Okay,
you're welcome.
I channel my inner Yami Yugi and believe in the heart of the cards to defeat Dinkelberg in the duel.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Dare.
As Carson channels their inner Yami, they focus their energy on the duel against Dinkelberg. The air is electric with tension as the two opponents clash, their cards flying across the table. Dinkelberg's trophy, the symbol of his arrogance and common, seems to mock Carson, but they refuse to back down. With a fierce cry, they summon the power of the heart of the cards, unleashing a devastating attack that sends Dinkelberg stumbling back. But it's too late. The damage has been done. Carson's jet activates the self-destruct mechanism in attack mode.
Oh, I don't get to see the rest of it. I don't see
In the
it.
end, Carson's bravery is no match for the destructive power of their father. They followed the. Okay. He didn't even finish the duel, you asshole.
Nope. He didn't care. He's like, oh, my
your
son's
third
losing.
attempt to do the duel.
Okay, so I try to convince your dad to challenge him to an incompetent dad contest. It's the only thing he wins.
Oh no!
Wow.
Sheesh.
Approaches your dad and proposes the idea of an incompetent dad contest, knowing it's the only thing he could potentially win. Your dad, intrigued by the challenge, agrees to the contest.
Your dad.
The competition includes tasks such as changing a diaper, cooking dinner, and building a birdhouse, all of which your dad hilariously fails at. Me, on the other hand, manages to hilariously bumble their way through the task and ultimately wins the contest. As a result, Dinkelberg does not win our trophy. The neighborhood is safe.
What?
Well enough.
How do
Holy
you get
crap!
so lucky?
Kyle? I killed
Short and to the
That's
point.
very short and
Dinkelberg
sweet.
must die.
As Kyle approaches Dinkelberg, they can't help but feel a sense of unease. The air is thick
Approaching?
with attention as they raise their hands, ready to strike. But just as they're about to deliver the fatal blow, Dinkelberg's eyes flicker with a maniacal glint.
Dinkelberg.
With a cackle, he pulls a
Dinkelberg.
small device that presses a button, triggering the massive explosion that sends Kyle flying across the room. As they struggle to get to their feet, they're met with a wave of flames that engulf their body, ultimately leading to their demise.
That's not what I said. I
Dinkelberg.
said I killed the guy.
I know, that's what I said
Apparently
too,
not.
but I apparently can't hit a shot.
Didn't win. I didn't survive like one time at all.
got
in this whole game
last.
tonight.
Man, Belding had back-to-back survivals.
Hey, yep, everyone up for one more? Or we all getting
I'll
off?
go one more.
I'll do one more.
I'll do one more.
Sure. Yeah, you're fine. I'll do one more, and then yeah.
All right, who's leaving?
I'm leaving.
Levi's.
See ya, Levi.
Levying.
Yeah.
Bye, Levi.
Bye, Levi.
User disconnected from your channel.
One more and then
I
back.
gotta wait for it to kick him out.
He's out on my screen.
Not for me.
Oh,
No,
he's
not for me
he's
either.
still on the list there.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
You
Give
might.
him a minute.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should just start a new.
Start a new lobby.
Okay.
I'll make it.
I'm the host now. Look at me. Okay. No, come back.
No, go away.
No. Oh gosh.
Tag, you're it, Michael.
I'm getting in.
I don't even see Michael.
There.
I only see you and moi. Hang on, I wonder if I can refresh the screens. Ah, now I can see everybody.
Only 4 of us.
Helicopter, helicopter. Where's Kyle?
Ah! Oh.
There he is.
Alright, let's go.
I mean, I know Levi's not here, but I don't think I'm really as lucky as he as he proclaims. I've had a lot of misses. You know, I mean, funny enough, there were many times where I was like trying like hard to actually like survive, you know, and then I lose it, and then sometimes I put in kind of like a silly thing and I end up winning.
Yeah, it's usually all random.
Alrighty, fuck it.
Oh,
You'll
boy.
have to play. You'll have to play along now.
We do. I don't have
was
a
that?
clue what this means.
Basically, if you lose the duel, you lose your soul.
Raphael. Raphael. The Orichalcamalos.
Ah, crap, I misspelled a word, but
It's okay. It's not the first time tonight.
That's true. I went to fix it, but the time ran out.
Your
Fate has
fate
you.
has.
I think it's trying to understand who this is. Taking forever.
Or maybe it's just you.
It's Raphael, one of the
It's
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was uncomfortably long. Alright, well, I try to dye my hair orange so that Raphael thinks I'm a ginger and therefore have no soul to steal, therefore it's nothing to fight for.
That's a long one.
As Seth attempts to dye their hair orange, they rummage through Raphael's abandoned mansion, searching for the necessary
What?
chemicals. However, their hasty efforts are met with mediocrity, resulting in a dull, molted mess. The once vibrant orange hue now resembles a faded sunset, hardly convincing enough to fool Raphael. Meanwhile, the Cerebrocalcos begins to stir, sensing the presence of a potential soul. As Raphael's eyes snap open, he gazes upon Seth's lackluster attempt to disguise a wicked grin spreading across his face. With a cackle, he summons the seal's dark energy, engulfing Seth in a blinding flash of light. The seal's power courses through Seth's body, extracting their very soul, leaving them a lifeless husk. Yep, Carolyn, apparently you knew I wasn't a ginger.
Okay, so I try to use Monster Reborn to bring back Rayquaza to counter the Seal of Orichalcos.
Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Rayquaza.
Carson's gamble to use Monster Reborn to bring back Rayquaza and attempt to counter Seal of Orichalcos proves to be a bold move. As Rayquaza emerges from the thunderous roar, the ancient power it wields clashes with the dark magic of the seal. Raising a dazzling I can't even talk anymore.
Dazzling.
Dazzling display of light energy. However, the sheer strength of the Seal of Orichalcos proves to be too powerful to overcome, and Rayquaza is quickly overwhelmed, disintegrating into nothingness. The backlash from the failed attempt leaves Carson drained and vulnerable, unable to defend against Raphael's next strike. In the end, Carson falls to Raphael's unstoppable power.
No, not the Dazzling.
The Dazzling.
Michael tries to summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon and use its attack to drain his life points to 0, costing Raphael his soul. As Michael attempts to summon their Blue Eyes White Dragon, the air is filled with a surge of magical energy. Raphael, empowered by the Seal of Orichalcos, feels their life force growing stronger with each passing moment. The Blue Eyes White Dragon materializes before them, its piercing gaze fixed on its opponent. With a fierce cry, the dragon unleashes a devastating blast of energy, striking Raphael with a blow that would be mortal to any ordinary duelist. However, the Seal of Orichalcos amplifies Raphael's strength, allowing them to withstand the attack. Enraged by their opponent's audacity, Raphael summons a wave of dark energy, engulfing Michael and their Blue Eyes White Dragon. The intense power of the seal proves too great, and Michael's life force is extinguished, their soul consumed by the dark energies. Raphael, now free from the constraints of mortality, laughs maniacally as they claim victory. Oh, that sucks. I choose not to play.
Ah.
The only way to win.
As Kyle refuses to play along with the Seal of Orichalcos, they found themselves frozen in place, unable to move or speak. Raphael's eyes gleamed with another worldly intensity as he began to chant the ancient words, drawing the dark energy of the seal towards them. The air grew thick with an eerie, pulsating power that seemed to sear the air around Kyle. Despite their desperate struggles, they were powerless to resist the seal's influence, and soon their consciousness was consumed by the void. As the seal's power reached its climax, Kyle's body went limp, their life force extinguished by the malevolent force that had taken hold. And what does Belding do? Call in a mediator? Or
so here's
embrace
the
him?
thing. Accept defeat. No point in trying.
Oh. I've tried this before. Usually it doesn't work.
Resign themselves to their fate. They couldn't help but feel a sense of hopelessness wash over them. The seal of whatever, now active, began to drain the life force away.
Whatever.
They knew that trying to resist would only lead to a more painful demise. With a heavy heart, they closed their eyes, accepting the inevitable. The darkness consumed them. Their consciousness faded away, their bodies succumbing to the overwhelming power of the seal. Raphael's sinister grin spread wide as he watched the light drain from Charles Belding's eyes, a cold satisfaction watching over him as he claimed another victim.
Well, nobody was able to defeat the Ninja Turtle.
I do not know squat about Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Same.
you know, so frankly, like I was like, you know what, just screw it.
The only solution was challenge him to a duel.
It's like I don't have time to try to look up like Yu-Gi-Oh like terminology or whatnot or what that spell is.
Up reference.
Okay, I'm actually gonna be serious for this one. No Yu-Gi-Oh duels. No Heart of the Cards. No Super Saiyan. No whatever said incorrectly last time.
Alright, if I don't manipulate the system, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so I tried to blow up more balloons to replace the balloons popped, allowing for a slow descent.
Smart.
Carson's attempt to blow up more balloons to replace the ones popped was a frantic and desperate move, but it ultimately proved to be... What?
What?
Why is it...
It's not
As
good
the
enough.
minutes tick by, the rate at which balloons pop accelerate... 1 per minute! It doesn't accelerate! The Carson continues to rapid ascent. The wind buffeted the floating structure, causing it to spin and wobble while making it difficult to maintain your foot. Okay.
I don't know what-
Despite their best efforts, Carson's balloon inflating skills were no match for the sheer number of balloons popping. And soon the house was plummeting towards the earth at an alarming rate. In the end, Carson's adventure came to a tragic end and described the impact of the landing. The dream
Of the
adventure
landing.
I
do you,
want that
Elmer
on my
Fudd?
resume for a job. What do you have? Balloon inflating skills.
This thing, it says as each minute passes, a balloon pops. Not like it doesn't accelerate.
Well, I tried to jump from the house and activate my parachute, correctly landing softly on the ground.
Yeah, because you can't put safely.
Yeah, so there's no way this screws up, right?
Oh, it will.
As Seth left from the house, they felt a rush of adrenaline as they plummeted towards the ground. They pulled the cord of their parachute and it deployed correctly, slowing their descent. However, a sudden
However-
drop in altitude caused their stomach to lurch, and they felt a wave of dizziness wash over them.
A
wave of Disney.
A wave of
There should be a wave of Pixar, idiot. Despite the disorienting sensation, Seth managed to steady themselves and focus on the landing. Unfortunately, their footing gave way on the uneven terrain and they crashed to the ground, the impact sending shockwaves through their body. I said landing softly on the ground, moron. The force of the fall was too great. Seth hit the ground with a sickening thud, rendering them unconscious. As the last of the balloons popped, the house drifted away, leaving Seth's lifeless body behind. Screw you!
Screw you, Disney.
Michael tries to install wings to my house and use them to glide down to earth and land smoothly on the ground.
I swear to God, if smoothly is better than softly.
Michael frantically works to install makeshift wings to their floating house, the wind whipping their hair into a frenzy as the minutes tick by and the balloons continue to pop. Sweat drips down their face as they struggle to secure the flapping sheets of plastic and metal, but their haste and inexperience prove to be their downfall. As they finally manage to lift off the air, okay, the wings falter and collapse, sending the house plummeting towards Earth. Michael's screams are drowned out by the rush of wind as they attempt to steer the house.
You could steer the house?
But it's too late. They crash land in a fiery ball of twisted metal.
Fiery?
And
It's
debris.
the balloons.
That's the stove.
Their body broken and battered beyond recognition.
Kyle tries to use instant transmission to get to a good spot.
Again.
He's using it again. Going back to the well. Let's see if it works a second time. Kyle attempted to use instant transmission to get to a good spot, but the unstable conditions at 20,000 feet made it difficult to focus. As they concentrated, they felt the air resistance increasing and the balloons around them began to pop at an alarming rate. The sudden loss of lift caused the house to dip and sway violently, making it hard for Kyle to maintain their footing. Despite their best efforts, the house continued to lose altitude and the balloons popped faster and faster. With a deafening roar, the house crashed to the ground, killing Kyle instantly. Wow.
Oh, that didn't work that time.
Instantly, like transmission.
Okay, so I try to get a few leaf blowers to maintain your house in the air.
Only a few?
Frantically searches for leaf blowers. I'm racing with the thought of plummeting to the ground.
If this works, I swear
After
to
what
God.
feels like an eternity, they manage to get their hands on a few, but it's clear they are not enough to keep the house afloat.
Okay, I was gonna say.
As the minutes tick by, the balloons continue to pop and their house begins to sink. Despite their best efforts, I cannot keep up with the pace of deflating balloons, and the house starts to lose altitude rapidly. With a sense of inevitability, I watch as their home dreams of adventure comes crashing to the ground, ultimately succumbing to the merciless force of gravity.
Hey, another one where none of us survived.
None of us. What's the name of the main character in Up, the old man? Carl?
Carl.
Yeah.
Something.
Carl and was it
Carl
Ellie, I guess, was
Long.
the wife that dies, and I don't remember what the name of the kid is.
Russell.
Oh, yeah. You are my master. 10 years with Silly, your pink hat, and your evil babysitter, Vicky. Oh no! Oh gosh.
This seems easy.
The music singers has been a real close family. There's some
Well,
of my
let's see if this
kinfolk
works.
Have
I have disowned a few others in me.
This is so stupid.
Change my direction.
I'm gonna see.
Lord,
I'm gonna see if this works. This might work.
Family
tradition.
Okay, so I tried to shoot Vicky and tell the police she tried to break in. Stand your ground law, bitches.
Hell yes.
Carson's decision to shoot Vicky proves to be a... What?
How? How could it be
As soon as
catastrophic?
they pull the trigger, Vicky's eyes widen in surprise, but instead of falling to the ground, she quickly pulls out the What?
What?
That's
She
The room
has-
is filled with thick, noxious gas that knocks Carson off their feet.
Oh, I thought she had the
I thought
dad's-
that was
Starts
a
to breathe.
redo.
He calmly
I thought-
walks
I thought
over
she
to
had
them
the
and throws a
redo
switch to
watch.
his chest.
Redo.
And their futile attempt at self-defense. With Carson unconscious, Vicky calls the authorities. Reports are breaking, claiming she was defending herself against a what?
Wow.
A 10-year-old
10-year-old
violent
with a
intruder.
She pulled the Uno reverse card.
Well,
Death.
She really did.
I try to run upstairs knowing that your two magical fish will protect you from harm.
There you go.
Redo.
Seth tried to make a break for it, hoping that the magical fish would indeed protect them from the clutches of their evil babysitter, Vicky. As they ran upstairs, they could hear Vicky's maniacal laughter echoing through the hallway. But unfortunately, the fish were just decorative and offered no real protection.
Aw,
Where did
Seth.
Cosmo want to go? Vicky quickly caught Seth and grabbed him by the arm, dragging them back down to the living room. With a wicked grin, she pinned Seth to the couch, her eyes gleaming with
Whoa,
malice,
whoa,
and delivered a
whoa,
brutal
whoa,
blow
whoa.
to the health, silencing the young victim forever.
I don't like
Wow.
it started with she pinned Seth to the
No, me either. You don't pin a 10-year-old.
Michael tries to use Cosmo and Wanda and wish for a better babysitter.
They're decorative, Michael. Don't do it.
But let's see, magical. Who the fuck is magical? Michael, still wearing the silly pink hat, decided to use Cosmo and Wanda to wish for a better babysitter. They
Magical
waved their
mermaid.
hands, chanted the magic words, and waited for the outcome. However, Vicky, not one to be outsmarted, had been watching Michael's every move and was prepared for
Oh,
this.
what?
As the magic took effect, a giant demonic babysitter appeared, its eyes glowing red. The creature's massive hands wrapped around Michael, and they were crushed to death. Their silly pink hat.
I like how in yours it's just focused on the silly pink hat. I wish for her to no longer babysit me.
There you go. I don't think it's picked up on the fairy godparents at this point.
As Kyle wished for Vicky to no longer babysit them, they felt a strange sensation wash over them. The air around them began to distort, and Vicky's evil grin grew even wider.
Oh lord.
She cackled with glee, revealing razor-sharp teeth, and her eyes turned a malevolent shade of red. No, this is what Michael wished for. The room began to spin, and Kyle felt themselves being pulled towards Vicky, who was now transforming into a dark, twisted creature.
Just go into the basement. It's a perfect place
As
to
they
store
tried
my
to scream, their
manics.
voice was silenced by Vicky's grasp, and they were dragged into a dark abyss, never to be seen again.
I call bullshit.
Perfect
What is
place to store
going
his
on?
mayonnaise. That should be the prompt. Where's the best place to store my mayonnaise?
Alright,
Okay,
Velvet.
so I tried to use my fairy
Fairly-
godparents
Keep her distracted all night. What
uh,
are you?
to
lying
summon
here?
the primal
What?
Chip Skylark to keep her distracted all night.
All
boy, Here we
night.
go. Let's see.
Giggity.
With nothing but a faint whisper of "Who's Chip Skylark?"
Fairly good parents.
A mysterious pill claiming it was a bestial treat,
What?
or however.
Um,
Unbeknownst to me, the pill was laced with a powerful sedative, and before I could even react, my eyes grew
Damn,
heavily.
what
and
episode of
began to
Fairly
blur.
Odd Parents was
I
this?
don't know. I don't want to watch
My
it.
consciousness slowly faded away, leaving me helplessly against Vicky's sinister plans. In the end, my desperate attempt to outsmart my babysitter ended in a gruesome fate, as Vicky's true intentions were revealed
is-
in the most horrific way possible.
What? Who the fuck is Vicky?
Who's Chip Skylark?
who's Chip Skylark?
Who's Chip Skylark? Everybody in fucking.
I'll do you
everybody
one
in
better.
Dimsdale.
Why is Chip Skylark?
Everyone in Dimsdale.
Ben is Chip Skylark.
Well, we're not doing so hot right now, guys. I tell you what.
We just keep dying. We're like Kenny from South Park.
Oh
I
man.
wonder what the next prompt is going to be.
Oh gosh. Alright, so what have we died to so far? We've died in Up,
prompt.
we've
Look for the
died to
pineapple under
Vicky,
the
and
sea.
we've died to
Yu-Gi-Oh! Or
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah.
We've won with Yu-Gi-Oh. We've died with Yu-Gi-Oh. And we've
He
only
who
died
lives
with
by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shall die by the Yu-Gi-Oh!
and we only died by Pokemon.
I'm really stumped right now. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain that it actually zoned in on the Fairly Odd Parents reference.
I don't think it did.
Because I mean, even with Belding's thing, he had Fairly God parents, and it.
But it was supposed to say fairy. He
Well,
said fairly.
But it still changed it to good parents.
Fairly good parent.
No, you apparently not when you have an evil babysitter.
I guess not. I guess so. I'm still a little uncomfortable that her first thing was to pin a 10-year-old down on the couch. That's
You're pinned down to the couch by your favorite emo girlfriend. What do you do next? How do you survive this?
Are you a 10-year-old in this scenario?
No,
Okay, thank God.
I'm a 31-year-old in this scenario.
You're a 31-year-old being pinned down by a 10-year-old.
Jesus Christ. 10-year-old goth.
Oh gosh.
Fucking emo.
Just waiting for the day when Liberty Insurance goes dark and they just have Limu Emu be Limo Imo.
Limo emo.
Limo Emo.
Limo,
Limo
emo.
Emo.
Limo emo.
Limo Emo. That's
Try
what it is.
saying that 5 times fast.
No, I've already messed it up 3 times trying to get the correct thing.
Limo emo, limo emo, limo emo, limo emo, limo. There you go, I did it.
That wasn't fast enough.
Limo emo, limo emo, limo emo, limo emo, yeah.
Weewoo, 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 weewoo.
That's a prompt. 0 to hero just like that.
From 0 to hero, just like that.
Hey, I don't have a Hercules.
Gosh, now I want to know, who is Chip Skylark?
Do you not know who Chip Skylark
Oh, I know. No, I know who he is. I'm just
The voice behind Chip Skylark is one of the members of, I think, the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Or it's either Backstreet Boys or NSYNC.
I think it's Backstreet Boys.
I believe it was the Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
NSYNC boy.
Is it?
NSYNC.
I could have sworn it was a Backstreet Boy.
No, I don't
The
know.
Back NSYNC Street Boys.
I was just combining their
Hey
names.
Siri,
Who
who is the voice of Chip Skylark? I know who he is. I want to know who his voice is.
No, you don't.
moron.
You don't know who he
Who
is.
is the voice actor of Chip Skylark in The Fairly Odd Parents? He tried to beat the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania.
Chris Kirkpatrick. That's who it is. No, it
He
is
was in
NSYNC.
NSYNC.
It is NSYNC.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was in NSYNC. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even
Oh
care.
my god.
I don't even
I
care.
summoned-
Michael,
no,
this
I
one's for
summoned
you.
Chip- I summoned Chip Skylark.
Michael, this
Attack
one's for
mode.
you.
He tried to beat the Undertaker at Streak at WrestleMania building.
So
Go
I
with
tried
Brock
to just
Lesnar
kick him
route.
in his weak spot, the balls. Going. Thought they could finally break the Undertaker streak by targeting his weak spot, but it was a fatal mistake. As they kicked the Undertaker's groin, loud roar, and grabbed my leg, slamming me to the mat with incredible force. The impact was immense, and my head bounced off the canvas with a sickening thud. The Undertaker then delivered a vicious tombstone pile driver, driving my skull into the mat with brutal precision. As the referee counted to 3, my body went limp. Their attempt to beat my attempt to beat the streak ended in a brutal and devastating defeat.
Damn.
Okay, so I try to higher hit the legendary assassin to end the Undertaker's streak. The person thought they had found the perfect solution to finally beat the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. They hired hit the legendary assassin, notorious mercenary notorious high-profile targets. As the bell rang, the crowd held their collective breath as the two giants faced off in the ring. He snuck up behind the Undertaker, knife in hand, ready to. What? He's way faster. But the dead man has been in tougher spots before and caught hit off guard, sending him crashing to the mat. The Undertaker quickly followed it up with vicious tombstone piledriver, ending his life in carbs and hopes. Okay, yay. This game clearly knows what's going on.
Alright, well, I try to beat it with a stick. A big magical stick. Stick, Becky, let me smash.
What? What is this
Seth,
reference?
fueled by their unwavering confidence with a big magical stick, charged the Undertaker with reckless abandon. The Deadman, sensing the absurdity of the situation, couldn't help but crack a sly smile as Seth brandished their stick with a series of awkward flailing motions. As Seth closed in, the Undertaker seized the opportunity to deliver a thunderous tombstone piledriver, sending the would-be challenger crashing to the mat. Despite their valiant efforts, Seth's stick-wielding antics proved to be no match for the Undertaker's crushing power, and they succumbed to the inevitable. Their magical stick shattered, and the WrestleMania dreams shattered along with it.
Dreams.
And Becky
Dreams.
never
Shattered
and Becky,
shattered
and Becky,
dreams.
and Becky never let him smash.
Nope,
All right, Michael
Shattered Dreams
tries.
was Goldust involved with that?
I guess
Michael-
so.
Michael tries to give the Undertaker a concussion early in the match so I can hit him with 3 F5s and pin him 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
You're not Brock Lesnar.
As Michael attempts to give the Undertaker a concussion, he shoots him with a series of rapid-fire punches and kicks, hoping to catch him off guard. The Deadman, however, is no stranger to the brutal world of professional wrestling, and he absorbs the punishment like a rag doll. The Undertaker slowly begins to rise to his feet, his eyes blazing with furious intensity. Michael, realizing his plan has backfired, tries to retreat, but the Undertaker is hot on his heels in a flash of lightning fast
flashed.
reflexes. The Undertaker grabs Michael and slams him to the mat with a thunderous tombstone piledriver, ending his challenge and cementing his place in history as the longest reigning champion in WWE history.
Not factually correct, but okay.
Michael's body lies motionless, his dream of beating the streak shattered as the Undertaker stands victorious, his dominance unbroken.
Come
No, I
on,
should-
Kyle. One of us needs to survive. We're on 4th round. Oh,
I try to make him tap out.
he's never
Okay.
tapped out, though. Kyle attempts to make the Undertaker tap out, but the Deadman is unfazed by the submission attempt. The Undertaker slowly gets to their feet, his eyes fixed on Kyle with an unblinking stare. He grabs Kyle by the throat, lifting him off the ground as the crowd holds its collective breath. With a fierce roar, the Undertaker slams Kyle to the mat, driving the air from his lungs. As Kyle struggles to breathe, the Undertaker raises his arm in victory, his streak intact as Kyle lies motionless, defeated and broken.
Oh, the rest of us got killed by a tombstone. He just got chokeslammed.
Just got chokeslammed.
He just got chokeslammed and lost.
You know what I should have done? I should have done Overtaker.
Guys, this is
This
not
is
good.
terrible. This is so bad.
The
this is
Overtaker
bad.
would have won.
We suck.
Whoever survives this is winning. It's just literally sudden death.
Or sudden life, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's been sudden death for a lot of us in these scenarios.
I'm surprised the game hasn't given us a bonus heart scenario, but to be honest, we don't deserve a bonus heart
No,
scenario.
it's that's an option.
Oh,
I
is
turned
it?
it off. Yeah. I should have done the
Okay, okay.
Overtaker.
Here we go.
I mean, okay, I'm just gonna go with this.
You have to make a hole in your next shot, or you will
A hole
die.
in one.
I
Oh,
thought we had that one before.
we did, but I don't think any of us survived it.
Yeah, we did. Somebody, I think Levi did.
And was this tonight? Earlier?
No, this was a couple days ago.
Oh, was it? Well, I wasn't.
Might
here.
have been the one that you weren't here for.
I probably wasn't
it
here
w-
for it.
Well, yeah, I wasn't here for that either.
And this one, I asked Tiger Woods to take the shot for him, and he said, "Nah, I'm in my own tournament. I can't help you." Kyle, do you remember what yours was for this? Because I do, and you survived with it, so I'm gonna try it.
Damn it, I do remember what it was, and it wouldn't let me type it out. My damn keyboard.
Okay, so I tried to shoot Seth's ball out of the way billiard style and make it into the hole.
What's this, collision on?
Carson lines up their shot carefully, aiming to knock Seth's ball out of the way with just the right amount of force to sink their own ball to the hole. With a skillful stroke, the cue ball strikes Seth's ball, sending it careening off course.
You said billiard
Unfortunately,
style.
Carson's aim is slightly off, and their ball narrowly misses the coal.
The coal. You
Just
missed me.
inches away. Desperate, Carson takes another shot, but it's too late. The ball veers off course and rolls away. In a cruel twist of fate, Carson's time runs out, and they collapse in the green as their life slips away.
Damn, that was bad.
May the power of Kyle guide me. I close my eyes, swing the club, and hope for the best. Seth took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and swung the club with all his might. The sound of the club connecting with the ball echoed through the air, but Seth didn't dare open his eyes to see the result. The silence that followed was deafening, and Seth's heart sank as he realized they had no idea where the ball was headed. The ball soared through the air, and Seth's eyes snapped open just in time to see it careen off the green into the nearby woods. The ball came to rest in a tangled mess of underbrush, and Seth's hope of survival were crushed as they realized they had failed to make the hole-in-one, and their life slipped away in the fading light of day. Doggone it, didn't work.
Michael tries to grab my 8-iron, and with my full might, I swing the club and hit the ball directly for the hole.
Michael, you tried an 8-iron last time. It didn't work.
Michael swings the 8-iron with their full might. The club head connects with the ball with a loud crack. The ball
soars through the air.
Heading directly for the hole. The crowd holds its collective breath as the ball appears to be on a straight shot to the hole. However, fuck you, the ball's trajectory is slightly off and it chips the edge of the hole, bouncing away in a disappointing spin.
Should have went with a driver instead.
The ball lands in the rough, and Michael's hopes of survival come crashing down with it as they realize that their desperate attempt has failed, and they succumb to the pressure of the body collapsing to the ground as if
two chances
life
left. There's only 2 chances left.
Close my eyes, swinging over.
Oh, for the
Oh,
B.
there we go. Okay, Kyle, can you go 2 for 2 with this? It didn't work for me.
Well, he didn't finish best, so let's see if it finishes it for him. There it goes.
Kyle tries to
but
close their eyes, swing, hope for the best. Their unorthodox technique resulted in a wild and unpredictable swing. The club head made contact with the ball, but instead of flying straight down the fairway, it veered sharply to the left, heading for the dense jungle that lined the course. It's gonna find where my ball is. The ball disappeared into the underbrush, and Kyle's heart sank as they realized their dire predicament. With no time to react, the ball detonated. A hidden explosive device sent in a shower of deadly projectiles raining down on Kyle as the player's body was torn apart by the shrapnel. They could only think of how foolish the decision had been and how their life had been cut short by a moment of desperation and poor judgment.
Man, I really died.
And then there was one.
Oh, God.
Belding?
Okay, so I try to relax and do my job. I'm a pro at this.
I'm crossing my fingers right now.
Inner Anthony McCurry.
Try to relax and do my job, but it seemed like their attempt to calm me only made them more tense. As they lined up the shot, their hands began to shake and their focus wavered.
No,
the
stop
ball
it.
teetered
Relax.
on the edge of the cup. For a moment, it looked like it might drop in, but instead it veered off inside of the
No!
We all died.
Nobody survived in any of this.
Nobody's gonna win.
Nobody. Kyle.
Kyle wins by default.
Damn right.
Oh, because he used the least
least amount of characters for the tiebreaker, yeah.
All right, that's it.
Wow,
Okay, so that's
that was
interesting.
an I don't know, a very
a lot of mispronunciations there.
yeah, that's
the boar.
Well,
Okay, so
it was somewhat anticlimactic at the end, even though I don't know.